Hey, everybody. We are here tonight, Saturday night, October 21st, and we had our event number 8 Fall Series, $10,000 prize pool guarantee freeze out. This was a $125 buy-in. We started at 5 p.m. today, and now we're down to 17 players. So we're going to bring to you a feature table, which is going to wind up being our final table, and I am here with my good buddy Adam.
Hey, we got a picture to use now.
Now we gotta. I gotta do a screenshot here because I don't have a picture with Adam. He's just so shy.
I never got a chance, but I meant to comment on there and say it's just you guys were sponsoring the commentary. It wasn't like you guys were the commentators. It was just brought to you by.
Brought to you by. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And
yep. You know I've been working on my lingo. My you remember the last show, right?
Yeah.
Check out the drip on Vic right here. Look at this nice new shirt we got here.
Brand new swag, brand new shirt, and very comfortable. It's long sleeve, very nice material.
I don't know if I used that right, but
well, the debate was what color is it? Because I'm color ignorant, really. And
I'd go with maroon.
Maroon.
Yeah.
Maroon. Yeah. And
what'd you say, Wiz?
Merlot.
Merlot. Okay, well that's next level right there.
See, Grandma said it was copper. Maybe colored, but I'll go with Merlot.
I think when they were designing the kids' crayon boxes, Merlot was not the option that they were looking for, and that's why we don't actually use that as a color choice.
Right, not until you're 21 here in Ohio.
All right, into the action here.
Yes, and we've got a full table here right now of 10 players, and they're getting ready for the action. We got Danielson in the box getting ready to deal. And you're going to see a couple familiar faces here when we get to our final table in tournaments here. And then some newer faces, some different faces here. There's Lynn wishing Eddie a good luck. Eddie needs luck. He's got 180,000 right now, and he is in seat 9. Our chip leader is Tweezy, and he is in seat 7 with 620,000.
He is sitting pretty.
Yes, and it looks like didn't deal it out yet, but
not quite.
Yep. Then we got.
I jumped the gun on that one.
Yeah, no, that's all right. That's all right. And yes, 19 players we're down to now, and we are paying top 9. And first place tonight is $2,900. That's what everybody's hoping to get. And this was a true freeze out. Come in for $125. And there was no add-on. There was no add-on at the break and no re-entry. So let's get to the action right now. And the button is in seat 10. And the blinds are 5,000, 10,000 with a $5,000 ante. And there's a very familiar face, Jamal.
I saw him come sit down, but I didn't see his name on the board. And I was like, is he going by some sort of alias right now? But nope, maybe I just missed it.
25,000.
There's the nemesis for Dave in the button, raising it up to 25,000. And Kevin's going to let that go in the big blind. So quick.
Always nice to get that first hand out of the way at the live table.
Yes. Yeah. And so tonight, like we said, we started at 5 p.m. We had a total of 90 entries and no re-entries in here. This is a true freeze-out. Want to thank everybody that's joining us so far. Be sure to hit that like button, and also, if you haven't yet, subscribe. If you hit the subscribe button and then you hit the little bell next to it, then you'll get notifications, like the fact that we're kind of not really doing our regular live stream schedule next week, because this is event number 8 of our 2023 Fall Series. 15 events in 14 days. And this is day number 6 and event number 8.
40.
Jamal now.
There we go, Jamal.
Pocket queens.
Under the gun +1.
Eddie lets it go. Now over to Dave. The bet is now 40,000. And folding around. So Jamal gets to take down those blinds, which at this level, of course, Adam, is pretty key.
Well, we saw, when the chip counts popped up, we had 70K, 80K, some, shorter stacks at this table. Each time those blinds come around, you're paying 20K, so It's gonna move pretty quick here. Look at our other outer table there.
Yes. There's the 9 players completing, making it 19 between the 10 in our feature room and 9 still in the main room.
JF says you're looking like $1 million.
Oh, man. So kind. Thank you so much. Yeah, we've got Pez telling people to hit the like button. Appreciate that.
And you know, if Jamal's wearing the same shirt, you know that you're.
Oh.
I mean, come on.
Well, he was
drip game on point, right?
Yeah, he was sporting that earlier, and then young Patrick had it on as well, and I just took notice, and I said, man, I think I got to have that shirt. We got to get that going, that brand new shirt on the live stream. So I'm glad I did. I do like it. It's a very comfortable shirt. There's the important thing here to take a look at is where they're sitting with the big blinds. How many big blinds they have. Tweezy with 64, and Kevin and Rhea now down there below 10, and that's kind of a critical point when you get down there at 10 or below.
For sure. Yeah, they are in the danger zone right now. They're gonna, like we were just saying, 20,000 every time we go around the table. So
Either way.
if not now, pretty soon here.
Not bad. I didn't know what I was talking about.
I thought you had to have them straight up and down, too.
Yeah, I thought they had to be side by side.
And that's supposed to be Marco, actually. Marco with the Jack 8 folds that. And now an all-in here from Luke.
King 7 on the button. He decides to get aggressive here. And he is a very aggressive player.
115.
We'll see if Sky can recognize that or not.
Now, Luke pretty much came to us because of the live stream. He was quite an avid participant in viewing the live stream for quite some time, and then decided to check us out. And I remember the very first day he walked in here and he said, put his hand out, he said, Vic, I'm Luke. And now he's become a regular fixture around here.
It definitely worked.
Yeah, and of course Sky is a regular fixture
Yes.
around here. Although he said he has been taking a little bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a break. Needed to take a little bit of a break due to some run bad, and it happens to everybody. You know, you gotta reevaluate. And sometimes taking a break just gets your mind right.
Right.
But Luke has been playing here a lot lately in the last couple of months, and I think if Sky had been playing here a little bit more, maybe played a couple of tournaments with Luke, he might have made that call there, because Luke's a really aggressive player, and I think Sky just probably doesn't know it.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
So Dave's going to call here. Tweezy is going to limp in with pocket 10s. Kevin now with ace king, and he is short stacked here.
raise the 40.
He's going to raise and leave a little bit behind. He's got ace king there. Left himself a little bit. Now back
Not
over to Tweezy, who is
really
our chip
sure
leader.
why, but it's not really going to matter much, because
No.
now Tweezy's going to put in the raise, and Dave's going to have to let that queen jack go.
60.
So here's an all-in and tournament life at stake for Kevin. Ace king against pocket 10s. Tweezy being our chip leader at this point. And if you noticed, we did have, get to this action real quick.
Oh my goodness.
10 right in the
They're
window.
looking for running aces or king. Nope, not
Nope.
going to happen.
No.
Right at 5.
And that's about as quick as it gets
So-
right there.
Tweezy's going to go out as, I believe, number 18th.
I would have caught it.
If you notice, we moved Santa into the main room to keep the tables balanced. This is, ladies and gentlemen, just a feature table. This is not our final table yet. We still have about 7 players to go.
We're
before
making
we
our
get
way.
to it,
We're not far.
No, we're not far. And at this blind level, 5, 10, and 5, we could see that come up pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then when the blinds go up next, it's going to be 10-15 and then 10-20, and then so it's going to be, we're going to see some action here in the next hour to hour and a half, no matter what. I think we'll probably be to the final table within that amount of time.
And we had just come off of a break where we colored up all of the oranges, so we now have 4 20-minute levels to go before the next break. Tweezy in the big blind. And Rhea had limped in there and now lets it go. And now
no, I think
oh,
I don't
no,
think
you're
that
right.
was right.
That
I think
wasn't
she
right.
was the big blind.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a blind versus blind situation.
Yes.
I mean, with her stack size and Tweezy being the chip leader, I think I probably would have found a call there with King 7.
Hey Armando, Pez is letting us know that it's actually Armando there, and he's the one cheering people on to hit that like button, and we greatly appreciate that. We appreciate all of our viewership.
Mondo was here with us all night last night. Do appreciate you hanging out with us.
How late were you here?
Great night last night. Till about 3 o'clock.
Okay.
A little bit before that, maybe. That might have been 2:30. No, I left at 2:55. I remember now because I asked somebody what time it was.
Just remember that one day this gonna be the 494 Escort right here. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the 94 Escort. They know what I'm talking about.
And now Eddie gets a walk there, and the button moves over to Rhea. But yeah, that's part of this all hands on deck. These 2 weeks, 15 events in 14 days, and I classified last night as event number 16, where we gave away $750 every half hour high hand for 5 hours last night, 7 to midnight, and we had
and ran a tournament at the same time.
And we had at one point 7 cash tables, I believe, and what a fun and energy in the room night, my goodness. But to me, that was like event number 16, where the reserve without
For sure.
without doing a rake and without building a
Promotional fund.
promotional. Yep. Well, let's get back to the action here, and Rhea is on the button with ace-5, and she's going to go all in with 8.
And look at the hands that the blinds woke up with.
Oh my goodness.
And I mean, this is a pretty standard. I mean, ace-5 on the button. Everybody folds to you. You're always going to jam it in here when you have 5.5 big blinds. Unfortunate for her that the small blind and the big blind both woke up with hands here. And a pair of 7s is still in the lead, but it goes check, check. Mystery turn. And I wouldn't expect Eddie to be betting there unless that was a 7 on the turn.
And it is. And it is. And there's the outs up at the top, and the computer knows that 2 of those outs have already been dispersed somewhere into the muck. So she has 2 outs right now, and that's not one of them. And so that's it for Rhea. Rhea, thank you so much for playing today.
Nothing she can do there. That's ace-5 on the button. It folds to you.
Yeah.
You got 55,000 and it's 510.
Yep.
You got to put it in there. Bad timing, bad luck that the blinds woke up with hands there.
So we got a dealer change, and Litz is coming in, and he's one of our traveling dealers. We've got a few of those with us during this series. Very important to help us through this, so that Adam and I can get our beauty sleep once in a while. And right now we are 8-handed on this table. And this is the chip count, keep in mind, for this particular table. So while Tweezy is the chip leader for this table, it may not mean that he's absolutely the chip leader for the entire remaining players of the tournament. But it's probably a good chance that he is. That's a pretty healthy
I would have
stack.
to think so, because
Yep.
There's only about 100 big blinds total. Well, 60. There's about 125-ish, I guess. So 125 for the rest of the table and 74 for Tweezy. He's got a pretty healthy stack here.
Yes.
My table was pretty active all night.
Luke did say that I ran past him before when they were on break. He did say this was going to be his first time on the stream, so.
Oh, all right. And here he's.
No, sir.
So Sky is going to raise this up with Queen 9 of Hearts to 25,000. Dave in the small blind needs 20,000 to complete with a couple of clubs, but he lets that go. And Marco gets out of the way.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now we
Only
have
15 more out of the big blind there to call with King 10.
Yeah.
Could have found a call there. See a flop.
And, you know, you and I have dealt many hands to Sky, and we've also seen Sky in the live stream final table. He actually took one down, or I think second or third place. He's done very well at tournaments, a very accomplished tournament player, and he is very observant. Even if he's under the gun, he is looking around. He's getting a read already before he makes a move. And he's also one of those players that if he's going to make a move, he's already thought through the next move, right? And you're going to see that kind of play here from Sky.
30.
Jamal's going to raise it up to 33x with pocket fours.
I want to say it was the August big event that we ran where Jack made the final table, and we were kind of talking about, I think it was Dom and I don't know if you were tuning in, but we were talking about who was the money leader at the reserve, and the Wizard said he believed that Sky was our tournament money leader.
So Luke doesn't mess around after that queen hits the board, and he pushes all in, and a quick fold there from Jamal.
Although I believe with the score that Jack had that day that he passed him, but I'm not exactly sure if we have the exact numbers on that. I think that was more of just a guesstimate from the Wizard.
And before he moved on to Las Vegas, certainly Selby was up there
For sure.
with the top players. And when we first started out, we've been here for 2.5 years. We opened up in April of 2021.
You dodged so much. You dodged so
You're
much.
gonna get another lesson today. Don't worry, I got a feeling.
And one of our regulars when we first came in, and he's here tonight paying us a visit, is Big Glenn. And I remember in that first year, Glenn, you know, took down a lot of tournaments.
Oh,
so
yeah.
at least was in the final 3.
He was here 3-4 days a week at
Yeah.
least, and taking down a couple of them.
So here's a raise from Tweezy with Queen Jack, and Sky's going to let it go. And Tweezy's going to take down the blinds here.
He was talking real good.
had-
It lasted like 4 hands.
I had
Yeah, Bobby
straight
Fillet
flush
Saints,
draw.
thanks for joining us tonight. This is a live stream. This is our feature table.
You know, everybody
For
here got 10,000 bad beat stories.
event-
What do y'all want to tell?
Event number 8
winning stories
of the 2023 Fall Series. This is a freeze-out $10,000 prize pool guarantee. We had 90 participants, so we're paying top 9. And first place, $2,900. But there is yet another table in the other room. As you can see, there's 14 players left. 7 of them are here at this table.
It's a good old-fashioned poker tournament. No
Re-
rebuys.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No add-ons.
You should have let me put it in. I lost another one by 1 today.
I lost about 1 too.
25 receivers.
And Luke on the button, pushing all in with ace-9.
You gotta help me out.
He definitely has not been intimidated by the live table so far. He's going to win another one.
I switched him at the last second. You got enough time.
Ace one.
No, he is not. He's not intimidated being under the lights and
I
the
mean,
camera.
So I was giving you that.
He's a man with a mullet, so he's probably not intimidated by much.
No, he probably isn't. No, he probably isn't. One of the things we're going to talk about a little bit later on tonight is we're coming up on our 2nd annual Toys for Tots program, and we're really excited about it. We'll tell you more about that when we get a chance. Plus, we've got, what's
Dude, the funny
8
thing
minus
is that's how I got
15,
that
15
picture.
minus. We got 7 more.
It's fucking crazy.
7 more events coming up here yet between now and next Sunday, the 29th. Of course, all of this culminates in the $250,000 prize pool
King Jack.
guarantee.
It's Lead across from me jams. I re-jam. Hit a 4-card flush. King high flush.
Marco just not seeing any cards yet so far in this feature table. Sky now with 10-8 of spades.
It's on the bar, right? It's
On the
right
button.
At the top of his range. I just told you. It's at the top of his range. He's done.
I mean,
And
she
he's
had-
going to
she had 9s.
He's going to raise it up. He's going to make it 30,000.
Oh,
I heard all in.
Tweezy, ace queen. And I don't know how much playing time Sky has with Tweezy.
I've got to think they have some history.
I think so.
I've seen Tweezy around for a while.
Yeah, and whether he's got ace queen or not, I think a really good move there from Tweezy to put the pressure on a lower stack. Basically just a 3x bet.
Ronnie's still out there, right?
I'm actually,
What's,
I mean, what you were saying earlier about Sky's spot on, like he's always kind of watching everything. I think that was kind of a rare misstep there where he really wasn't watching who was in the big blind, the
Yeah.
guy with the huge stack, and he made kind of a light opening raise on the button
Yeah,
with only 80K behind. I mean, that was kind of a weird play from him right there.
I think it was too.
on the other side.
I think it might have worked on any of the other stacks at the table.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not if they're waking up with ace queen, but yeah, not. That's a curious move to make against that huge stack of the big blind right there.
Back over to Tweezy now in the small blind. Queen 4. And he is going to raise this up because he can, and this is exactly what he needs to be doing with this big stack.
when you came out with 50.
With a hand like 8-7, Eddie was hoping for Tweezy to just limp in.
Blinds will be up next year.
That's that signal in the background tells us the blinds are going up next hand. Poker's about to get more expensive.
We got some comments to answer, it looks like.
Yeah.
10, 10, 15.
Planning on coming on the 27th weekend. What's going on that weekend? Well, aren't you in luck?
Yeah.
It just happens to be our biggest tournament ever.
Ever. So starting on the 26th, Thursday, we have our $250,000 prize pool guarantee. There are 2 flights Thursday, 2 Friday, 2 Saturday, and then the day 2 starts on Sunday. And we are taking the top 10% from each of the flights. It's a $260 buy-in and $50,000
15.
guaranteed for first place. Now Luke waking up with aces.
And he tries to get tricky with
He's
it.
trying to get tricky.
And this is something you see, you don't, Luke is pretty new to the game. You still see him kind of trying to, you know, most of the more seasoned players, you don't see them limping in with aces too much anymore.
right.
If you've been around the block for a while and you've played tournaments, you know that something exactly like this is bound to happen.
Yeah.
And
this
now
is-
Luke has got to go up against 3 random hands. Let's see if the aces can hold.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they can.
And
And that's, I mean, well,
he got
that doesn't make any sense.
he got no, but he got fortunate here. To your point.
I mean, but if you get that fortunate and you flop top set, you got to, I don't know, bet 15, bet minimum, check, try to induce some sort of action. You know, I don't know. I don't get that all-in move right there. Because on a flop like that, like, you're realistically only hoping to get called if your opponent has an ace, and since you already have 2 of them,
Yeah.
it's so unlikely that that's true. A 6 is never going to call your all-in. Maybe a flush draw. Maybe if you got up against some sort of like nut flush draw there. But still, that might get the nut flush draw to fold where you could have got them to actually put some money in on the flop
Right.
on a smaller size bet.
Right. And now you can see how the blinds going up affects that big blind count.
Yeah,
The
so we
number
were
of
just
big
looking
blinds.
at 20K every time around the table, and now we're up to 35K every time we go around. So
Yeah. And as far as live streaming for the for the main event, we sometimes in our evening flight, so the flights are 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and occasionally we'll pull the trigger on doing a live stream. What Jim is talking, or the Wizard is talking about,
Will you put your cards in the box for them so that they can?
and we've got a mystery hand from Eddie on the button,
30,000.
and he bets 30,000. Min raise here from Eddie, but again, we don't know what he's got. Marco.
I'm all in again.
Until somebody got 2 hearts.
It's like, this is better than my last hand. I
Turn
had only
exactly what I was
queen last
targeting.
time.
Turn the
Eddie's a really solid player. I wouldn't expect this to be anything less than ace queen.
Yeah.
Leave that shit like that, dog. 2 hearts. somebody
Tens,
got
ace
2
queen
hearts.
plus, nines plus type of hand
I
here.
had 4 or 5. I
Bet
didn't
your
let
hand,
go.
waiting on me.
We're gonna find out pretty quick, I think, if it's a smaller pair or if it's looks like he probably has some sort of ace queen type hand, ace king maybe. I don't know if we're ever gonna find out though.
Well, and it didn't really matter because Marco didn't hit any of that, and I think Eddie picked up on that. So regardless of what Eddie had, he might have picked up on, and really just a $30,000 bet to kind of see where he's at. But that was enough to get Marco out of the hand. So yes, we may be live streaming Thursday, Friday, or Saturday night next weekend, but without a doubt, when we start day 2 on Sunday, the day 2 start, we will be live streaming. And we will be doing a feature table for that probably earlier in the afternoon than we started today. And that'll culminate in the final table where we will see who takes down that $50,000 prize pool guarantee and a trophy. And now Sky is going to move all in with ace 4. He's under the gun.
So now with the blinds being up, he really can't afford to wait because if he goes through the blinds, he's going to be down to 45K. He's going to lose basically half of his stack. So I can't. I like him putting it in there with ace 4. Luke's got a potential calling hand, but he folds.
He folds. It was
right on the border. And Sky's on the move, it looks like. We're down to 12 players.
we are down to 12. So Sky is moving out of into the main room, and we are now 6 and 6. And we can get a shot of that main room.
14 now? 13?
Greatly appreciate it.
71 big blinds for everybody else at the table, the other 5 players, and 53 for Tweezy.
And if you are just joining us, this is the Reserve Poker Room,
How'd that make 12?
5105 Glendale Avenue in Toledo, Ohio, and this is event number 8 of our 2023 Fall Series. This was a $10,000 prize pool guarantee freeze-out, $125 buy-in, and we had 90 participants. We are down to 12 players now. First prize tonight is $2,900. We're paying top 9. Back to the action. Under the gun, Tweezy's going to raise 30,000 with King Queen. Jamal is going to complete here in the big blind with 2 spades, the 10 and the 3.
Without an ace, king, and queen.
Wow.
And you called it with 2 spades. That's an action flop. Let's see if Jamal, man.
50,000, a third of his
50,000.
stack.
Jamal's got 155. Oh,
He does have 9 outs.
he's counting his stack, seeing what to do here. Whether he just wants to put it all in now. Tough to put 50 in and then not be able to see that last card. Yeah, I think you got to if you're going to go with it.
And a snap call here from Tweezy with the King Queen. We got a great view here on the live stream here at the Reserve Poker Club of this. I love this shot, Adam. I love seeing this.
Oh, I know. They get it set up all nice. And that's more straight outs.
More outs.
But he does not find any of them.
So that's it for our good buddy Jamal.
Yeah, he didn't find, I mean, we didn't have too long here at this final table so far, but he didn't get any hands.
No.
Got your hand.
He had those pocket 4s, which pretty quickly dissolved after the flop. But other than that, there wasn't much for him. And now we are down to 11. And we're going to be going hand to hand, hand for hand.
Do you have the payouts? Is that what it is? Is it top?
It's top 9.
Oh no, then
No.
no hand for hand.
No hand for hand. Okay. There's the payouts right there.
I don't believe so anyway.
Yeah, first place is 2,900, paying top 9 places.
I got your ante. I kept it out of the pot.
Eddie under the gun with ace-6. Marco just not seeing much at all here. Man. Luke's limping in
Shit ain't
here
work, Johnny.
with the Doyle. And we've got a dead small, a big only. So they're going to go heads up here to this flop.
Check.
Luke's out, so right there, that's not one of them. Right now, Tweezy's in the lead with the ace.
All right.
Try to get cute.
Do it.
Yeah.
All right, we're down to 10.
So
River with the-
there's another.
Going to the final table, it sounds like.
So we're going to take a little break here.
Congratulations on the final
We're
table,
gonna-
guys.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Continue to bring information to you. Let's talk first of all about our toys for. Let's talk first of all about tomorrow. 40. This is our mini main event, Adam. This is 40,000 in a day. $500 buy-in. This is tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. A $50,000 starting stack, 30-minute levels, and this is almost the next best thing to a freeze-out. 1 re-entry only, and $10,000 guaranteed to first place. So this is event number 9, and what we were talking about earlier is all of this culminates in the main event starting next Thursday. $250,000 prize pool guarantee with $50,000 guaranteed first place and a $260 buy-in. This is just a fantastic value, and
It doesn't get any better.
Doesn't get any better. And this is our biggest tournament in our history. We've been open about 2.5 years now. We've been live streaming about 13 months. And we're going to be so excited to bring this to you. And here's what the clock looks like. We are down to 10. That does show 16 remaining, but there's the payouts for tonight. But I want to talk about a little bit the Toys for Tots program. We participated in that last year, and beginning October 31st. So as soon as this fall series is over, and we do have Monday off, by the way, the 30th. We're taking that day off.
Yeah.
We aren't closed very often, but we are going to be closed on the 30th. But coming back to business on October 31st, the Reserve Poker Club is honored to be a party to the United States Marine Corps Toys for Tots program. In 2022, the U.S. Marines program here in this area distributed 22,170 toys to 5,998 children, and that was in the Toledo and the surrounding area. And we had just generous players here that helped us get to $10,000 as a part of that. We donated between toys and cash $10,000 worth last year. We would love to exceed that, maybe even double that. And here's how the program is going to work. Starting on October 31st, you come in for a tournament and bring a brand new unwrapped toy or $5, and you will get $5K added to your stack, at least $5 added to your stack for that particular tournament. And so it's a what's in it for me kind of thing. The incentive for the player is to add $5K, and we will be doing that for every tournament that we have through the Winter Series, which will be ending on December 17th. And we'll try to next live stream. We'll have some pictures for you. You remember the tree that was
That's
put up?
what I was just. You beat me to it.
But go
I
ahead.
was waiting for you to finish, but I was
No.
like, man, I can't wait to get that tree back with all the presents. That was like my favorite thing when you did the live stream, and you just like,
Yeah.
one week you saw the tree and there was just a little bit, then the next week it was bigger, and then
Yeah.
the next week it was like, oh man, can we fit these presents in the room anymore?
Right.
You know,
right.
type deal. So
Yep.
I can't wait to get that tree back. That's what I'm most excited about.
Yep.
But we can only do it with the awesome community that we have
Yes.
here, you know. So
yeah.
it's really all because of you guys that
It really is.
that we made this happen last year, and I mean it's exciting to be involved in it every year.
It is very exciting. And if you look to the left of the shot that we have right now, what Adam's talking about is we had, and we'll get some pictures, some file pictures, footage showed up, but we had the tree there, and I'm 65 years old. I looked at that, and the little kid inside of me just got all excited.
Right,
to see
right.
see all those presents. There were bicycles, there were sleds, there were scooters, and then of course all these presents that were wrapped, and it just looked like.
You just wanted to dive in
Just
there,
dive-
right? That's just what you dreamed of. What you picture in your mind what you wanted your tree to look like
Yeah.
when you were like 8 years old.
Yes.
And that's what that tree looked like in
Yes.
Christmas morning.
Right. And I have fond memories of that type of thing because being a family of 8, our tree was covered in toys. I mean, in presents. Now, a lot of them were socks and scarves and underwear.
I mean, for
but,
sure.
But still, just tons of presents wrapped up around the tree with grandparents and the like.
Yeah, Grandma was always, you could always count on one of those boxes from Grandma. Socks, the other box was underwear, and you were good for the year. I mean,
That's right.
you kind of hated on it back in the day, but now it's like, well, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I got the same underwear for the last 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
with this Merlot colored, this is perfect for the season. So, if you're coming in to play and you've got a special someone that you're shopping for,
That's true.
you've got the white, you've got the black that I quite often wear, the gray, and now this really nice Merlot. This is a great place to do some Christmas shopping as well.
I was about to say, maybe we need a green. Maybe we need to get like a green in here, I guess.
A festive one.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you can
Then
see.
we bring Dom in too, and we'll have all 3 commentators. And
Oh, yeah. There we go.
uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll light this place up. So we'll have more information. We'll have some graphics about that, about the Toys for Tots, but we are very excited about it because of the tremendous success we had last year, and we're really looking to exceed what we did. The U.S. Marines Toys for Tots program, of course, is known nationwide, and it just brings so much joy on a local basis. So all of this stuff that we donated, that the reserve donated as part because of our customers, our players, went spread out just within this area, and it's just warms your heart to think about that.
for sure.
So we mentioned tomorrow that on at 1 o'clock we are having 40K in a day, but that's
But don't forget about the real D-gens, though. The
Yes.
real, like,
yeah.
the gutter,
Yeah.
the gutter crawler D-gens.
Tell us about event number 10, Adam.
Well, for the D-gens like myself, the ones that just, I mean, I was waiting out there on break. I was like, what can I do? Like, for this live stream to start,
Yeah.
I got to find something to gamble. If you're like me and you can't have like 6 or 7 minutes to just sit down and take a break, you need to come check out our double board bomb pot tournament we got tomorrow night. And it's our first time running it, so please come out, support. Because if we don't get a big turnout and we don't really get it going, it's going to be hard for us to justify running it again when we can run so many different awesome events. So we hear it every time we run cash games. It's like, oh, can we play a bomb pot? Can we play a bomb pot? Can we play a bomb pot? So all you bomb pot junkies out there, make sure you come tomorrow night. Is that a 7 o'clock start?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. start.
And tell them the ridiculous part, how much it costs.
What is it, 60?
30.
30.
$30.
I doubled it. Doubled it.
It's $30
Well,
tomorrow
now
night.
no one has an excuse.
No.
No one has an excuse not to come.
No. Yeah. And dealing tonight, for instance, Jackie, who was in our ladies tournament and the feature table and final table, and Lynn were actually saying, it's not really their mindset is bomb pots, but they both said, but for $30.
Yeah.
Why not?
Listen, I was telling somebody tomorrow, it's a real easy strategy. You flop a pair on both boards and you just start betting.
Yeah.
Because it's like your opponent can't beat you on both of them, right? So
Yeah.
just go,
Yeah. Yep. So that's event number 10, and that is tomorrow night at 7. So 2 events again tomorrow, just like we had 2 events today. And looks like we're getting ready. The cards are coming out, and there is our final table. Tweezy is the chip leader, and now he is easily. He's twice above Anastasia, who has 470,000. So here's the first hand. Let's get back to this action. Fall series event.
All in already.
8, and an all-in coming out already.
And that's Dave.
That's Dave.
Pair of 6s.
Pushing it in.
Keith has a possible calling hand here. Although, I don't know. I think Ace-Jack you probably let go at this point of the tournament. Maybe not. It's not for his... Yep, he does let it go.
Yeah, he does let it go. I dealt a couple times here to Keith's table tonight, and he is a very patient player, without a doubt.
We had no audio, so I'm not really sure if any bubble. That we are paying 9 spots here, so
yeah, well,
10th place was, 10th place technically gets no money, but I mean we're a really friendly club here. Most of our tournaments, I would say, 8 or 9 out of 10. I mean, you get your bigger ones that obviously don't, but
right.
Most of our tournaments here will pay the bubble. So
Yep.
I would assume that they probably did with Dave ripping in a pair of 6s there. That seemed like bubble's been paid kind of type. I think if bubble was not paid and 10th place was going to get $0, he probably folds a pair of 6s there.
Could be. Yep. I think you're right. Otis says we should be selling our stuff online. Otis, that's a great comment. We would definitely pass that along.
That is true. I mean, because we can just put a link right in this YouTube video, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I've seen it before in other YouTube videos that I've watched, so maybe we'll look into that.
And Glenson says this is now his 10th session since he subscribed. Thank you so much. Buck is rooting for Eddie.
Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It's much appreciated. And it helps us grow here.
And we'll probably get our audio back here shortly, but in the meantime, we've got a raise from Luke with ace-5. I think he likes this hand. And he's going to raise it to 45. Now Marco in the big blind with ace-jack. He's got 255,000, and he is going to push all in and put the pressure back on Luke. And strong decision there on Marco's part, because he's going to take this hand down.
There's really not any hands that Luke doesn't like. I think if you asked, in my opinion, if you asked him,
yep,
he'd say that.
And there's the payouts: $2,900 for first place. Ninth place is going to take $250. There were 90 entries today at $125 apiece. We started this at 5 p.m. This is the Reserve Poker Club, 5105 Glendale Avenue in Toledo, Ohio. Our fall series $10,000 freeze-out final table. And if you've never joined us for the live stream before, just a little bit of logistics here. We are on a 15-minute delay, so what Adam and I are seeing, we're seeing it for the first time like you are, but all of this happened 15 minutes ago. Now, Dave here, better than the 6s. Now he's got pocket 9s under the gun, and he's going to go all in.
Yeah, and Brent said that Dave would have jammed those 6s in there no matter what, even if there was a bubble or not. So we'll see. We got a situation here. Tyler or Wiz, do you know we don't have any player audio? Is there? Did we get a message on that?
There we go. Now it's back on. So now it's isolated to Dave and Tweezy. Dave and Eddie, excuse me. And 9s against Ace King of Spades. And this is Dave's tournament life here at stake. 10th place, which we don't know if they'll be paying the button or not.
Bubble.
What did I say? Button.
Bud.
And right now, Dave remains in the lead.
And that's it. That's going to do it. Ace King.
Nut straight.
Nut Nines also made a straight, but it's no good.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about that one. It's a classic race.
Yes, very much so.
I mean, you get to a final table of a tournament, you're going to see it. Oh, wow. And sounded like there was not a bubble discussed.
Right.
Okay,
No.
then. Well, you were right, Brent. I was wrong. You're smart. I'm stupid. You're very good looking. I'm not so handsome. That's a little Happy Gilmore reference there. I'm not sure if I got it all right or not.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, exactly.
So is Dave. Dave is very tall, too.
He got an attitude, but he never did bring it up.
And now we've got a
Congratulations, everybody. Good luck.
and Anastasia. Great job, saying congratulations, everybody, for making the money. Everybody at this table now is going to be in the money. Next person out is going to take home $250. This was a true freeze out. $125 investment. Next player out, going to double their investment. Anastasia now, she's got $470,000.
Real quick here, it sounded like Dave was like, kind of like, well, it never got discussed.
Something.
I mean, that's kind of your fault too, Dave. Like, I mean, it's got to be brought up. You know, don't be mad about it not being discussed if you didn't bring it up yourself. I mean,
Right.
That's part of the. You sit down at the final table, you're on the bubble, you got to talk about it. You know,
That's right.
If not, you're just as much at fault as everybody else.
Anastasia raises with ace queen, and Santa right behind her immediately goes all in, and Anastasia does have her covered. It's about a little more than half, about half for her to call, a little more than half for Anastasia to make this call. And she does make the call.
And she's going to be happy to see it.
Yeah, she is. And there's just two outs out there, and
there's
that's
one of 'em.
One of them.
Ace, Jack.
Wow. So Ace Jack now doubles up. And that's a big blow there to Anastasia's stack. And a big step up there for Santa. We saw Santa. I think
Huge.
Santa, this is not her first time in a live stream. We just saw her in the ladies tournament. And I believe I think she cashed. Try to remember that, but very good player. And there's Eddie's better half, Lynn, coming in to check up on her bow and running an errand there for somebody. I'm not sure what that was, but anyway, back to the action. Luke folds Jack 4. Rich. Now back over to Eddie.
We could use an errand lady back here. Do you think she could? I think she'll probably cuss at us if we. You
If
we said, "Hey, errand lady."
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You just hope she doesn't have something in her hand to swing at you. Willie now with pocket sevens after a raise from Marco, and he's going to make the call, and we're going to go heads up to the flop here. Sevens versus ace 3. They check to the turn, and now more outs for Marco.
And he got there.
He got there.
Willie
Wow.
let him get there.
He did.
I think Willie's got a bet at some point.
Oh, and a quick call there from Willie, and he is not going to be happy to see that. So a nice pot there for Marco.
Yeah, I think when it checks on the flop, Willie should have bet there.
And again, if you're just joining us, be sure to hit that like button. Viewership has been growing since we started here just about an hour ago. And
our errand lady has arrived.
Speak of the devil.
Oh my goodness. Somebody get this. Somebody get her a tip. A big old fat tip.
Lynn, wait, Lynn.
Wow.
Come here.
Come back.
Come back.
For proof.
Sneak in here and say hello.
No one would believe us.
Sneak in here and say hello. Wave to the crowd.
Now say, love you, Eddie.
She says, win, 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 Eddie. We need the money.
Hey, that just made my night, Lynn. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, I love this place. Here we are. Heads up now. Pocket of eights, and she's going to go all in. And
Oh,
again,
wow.
it's
like a
Anastasia.
revenge. We got a revenge battle going
We
on
got a
here.
revenge battle going on between seat 9 and seat 10, Anastasia and Santa. And you can see the outs and a lay down there from Santa. So some of those chips coming back to Anastasia.
A little bit.
Little bit. Not quite the amount that she shipped over there. And there is the bell in the back. And that tells us that the blinds are going up next hand. And as I mentioned before, these are 20-minute levels. And we had come in when we started this from a break, so now we're 2 levels into this next round. 2 more of these levels, and then there'll be another break, just so you know, ladies and gentlemen. So 40 more minutes of action before we have another break.
So we're going to be 10-20 next hand. 10,000, 20,000. So not a big... This is like a really small jump right here. It's not... I mean, it's kind of like the same level almost, but then next level we're going to 1530. And then it's going to go to 2040 after that, and we're going to, you know, it's... I mean, I was way off on how quick we would get to the final table, so this might go just as fast.
Here we are, 3-handed now, going to the flop. Rich is getting the best of this with the king. King Jack of Hearts. Luke.
And Luke.
Oh, he's picking a bad time here.
Yes, he is, and I don't really understand. I mean, I don't know. When you're betting into 2 players like that and you only got middle pair.
The very first what?
Call.
How much was it, sir?
105.
How bad? Oh my god.
And if Rich looks familiar to you, it's because he took second place in our very first 100K, which was our 1-year anniversary. And now he's
No
going...
diamonds for anybody.
No, and... oh, yes, our very first live stream. Wow. And so that does it for Luke now for his tournament life. He does double his money, $125 buy-in, 9th place money, $250. Good job, Luke. And again, Luke is a product, I believe, of our live stream because he was watching it on a regular basis and finally got the...
I think it'll be good for him to watch this and get, you know, I mean, he can learn a little bit from it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I don't think he really... he was small blind there, which means you're going to be the button next hand. You get to look at a bunch more free hands in a row.
Yeah.
Yes, he was in a short stack position, but you didn't need to jam it in there with just middle pair.
Right. And Glenson, hello. Yep, hello to you as well. Cameron saying, let's go, Eddie.
And Santa is picking up some hands at this final table.
Yeah, now pocket jacks. She had ace-jack earlier against Anastasia and beat the ace-queen, and Anastasia now again.
And she thinks it's some sort of revenge.
Ooh.
But it's not. It's not Anastasia.
Sunday coming up tomorrow. I want my 3,600 on the parlay. I'm about to make a parlay tomorrow for Sunday.
So that I thought that was an all-in. It was a call. It was a raise from Santa. And
I really thought it was an all-in, too.
I
Didn't
thought
it
so,
sound
too.
like all-in?
Yeah.
Maybe I
She
just...
must have said, I call. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
But
Okay.
she's going to lay it down here, and Santa's going to take down another pot, and now Santa's climbing back up again.
I thought there was a chance top set there. Santa might have checked that.
Yeah.
But that was a really wet board, Jack 10 and a couple of hearts. I can't blame her for putting in a bet there either.
Tweezy still almost 2-1 in chips to the second place chip count right now, which is Rich, and we were talking about Rich And I've actually been playing poker with Rich around the Toledo area for close to 25 years. I've known him for quite some time. I really like his style. Very stoic. You wouldn't know it away from the table, but he's very charismatic and great conversationalist. But when he sits at that table, the game face is on.
You really don't hear him say much at all when
No.
he's playing. But like on break, he'll chat like chat you up as like the dealer or somebody sitting next to him at the table. But then it's like boom, once the game starts again, he kind of goes back into that zone.
Yeah. Willie's got position here. Well, he's in the small blind, but he's in good position to make this bet. Looks like our blind indications are off a little bit. But the button right now is on Anastasia.
Can we get the payouts on the screen one time? 2,900 up top, Brian. If not this hand, we'll get them for you after the next one. There we go. 1950 for second, 1,400 for third. All the way down to Luke, who was our 9th place finisher. He was the first one to receive a cashier for 250. Tweezy is picked up Jack-9 suited there. A lot of people with a big stack might have tried to play that, but he seems to be content just kind of letting a bunch of people bust out here and moving his way up before he tries to make any moves.
Which is different than the way he was when we were down to, this was just a feature table. He was pushing pretty hard when it was 6 players. And it'll be interesting to see if he continues to maintain that lead, what he does when we get down to 6 and 5 players. All in there from Anastasia. And he gives her a little grin and folds it.
Yeah, didn't want to get that one up.
Luke forgot his phone.
Very playful hand.
But great job, Luke.
Absolutely.
Nice cash there. And right now we are down to 7 players. I'm sorry, 8 players. And there's our chip count. This is the final table of our event number 8 Fall Series $10,000 freeze out. $125 buy-in. We had 90 players. We're paying top 9 places. Now we're down to 8. And Tweezy
This isn't
now.
one that Tweezy can sit back on.
No. Under the gun with pocket 10s.
Was that an all-in right behind?
Oh, you had me beat.
Nope, that was a fold.
No.
I had ace-6, not suited.
And Tweezy's going to win this one.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the bottom of the barrel.
Did he show those? I think he might have showed those 10s.
I don't know if he did. I think he tried to maybe, and Paul's arm rejected it.
Okay.
That was a lot of stress.
So we talked about tomorrow, event number 9 at 1 p.m. is just a huge tournament, $40,000 guarantee, $40,000 in a day, and is a 1 re-entry only $500 buy-in. And then the craziness tomorrow night, let your hair down, come to event number 10, $30 to buy into a double board bomb pot tournament. It's going to be lots of fun, and you're going to play in that. Is that what you said?
No, I'm going to deal.
Oh, you're going to deal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For anything with multiple boards, they got to bring in a ringer.
Yes, absolutely. Not an old 65-year-old man like me wearing a Merlot shirt. There's the Nemesis.
I'm on.
All in is all.
My heart says play the 500, but my head says play the 30.
Wow. And
Oh, wow.
Anastasia decides to make a move here
Yeah.
with King 10 of diamonds against King Jack.
And King 10.
Wow, 2 pair.
Looking for a jack or a queen. And what a good time to make a move for Anastasia.
That is a
and
big...
she's basically even in chips now with Tweezy. She's going to be pretty close to being our chip leader.
Yeah, big double up there. Eddie is a bot. Does that mean Eddie's a robot? Okay.
Yes, it does.
All right. You know, you got to keep me up on this stuff. Adam is going to deal. He can't let his hair down. Well, okay.
If I let my hair down, I wouldn't have anything left. I gotta keep what I still got here.
So yeah, that was a big shift in the chip count here, and now Anastasia in the second place, 600,000.
That even things out a whole lot.
Sure does. That
I don't
should
feel like
be
that.
between Tweezy, Anastasia, and Rick. The dynamics here have changed quite a bit.
And we'll see if Tweezy continues kind of that same tighter strategy. Anastasia will be the one, I think, to mix it up the most here.
So the blinds are currently 10, 15, and 10. And
right when I say that, she just calls with ace-jack.
well, she raised up. She did a min raise with ace-jack. And that's all. I was going to say that's all she needed, but...
I'm pretty sure she just called.
Okay.
Because the blinds weren't correct. The blinds are not correct on the screen.
Oh, that's right. They're 10, 20, and 10. Yep. So Willie now, with his with a deuce, he's going to make a bet. Tweezy gets out of the way. Oh, my goodness.
And somehow this worked out for her.
Yes, and once again...
And she got max value, I guess.
This is a couple hands now where we've seen Willie rivered. You know, it's interesting to me. We have tournaments here on a regular basis, 7 nights a week, and we have what we consider to be our regulars. Our clientele continues to grow, and we see new faces. But there are certain players like Rich and Willie that we typically see for our bigger events.
For sure, for sure.
And Willie is one of those that typically, he's not here like on a nightly basis. I know that he plays some other home games and that type of thing, but he's definitely here almost on a regular basis for the big events, as is Rich. And always a pleasure to see Willie come in the door. Great guy. Now we're going to go heads up. A check from Keith with 10-4. Willie's got the best of this so far. Now he's got 2 pair.
That's 69, folks.
And he almost didn't need the second pair because Keith didn't have much at all going on with that flop.
I'd say we have a really good, like, subsection of players who we see, like, once a month, you know? For, like, one big tournament a month, maybe one Sunday a month, something like that. One big event.
Comment here that Willie plays a lot at Visions and Rosemac. Jeff W., the big events are worth the drive. Thank you for saying so, Jeff. Appreciate that. I was talking to Joanne earlier. You've seen her on the live stream before, and we usually see her for the bigger events driving from Canada. Makes the border crossing. She's got about a 2-hour drive. And she came today for both events. We won't see her again until the main event. She said she picked up some a shift tomorrow getting double pay, but
can't hate on that.
No, she couldn't turn it down. But she's another one that when we have a big event, she is here. 2-hour drive crossing the border.
Blind versus blind here.
Yeah.
Keith putting in the raise with a weird stack size there. Ace-4.
Check.
And this is time. Nope.
Rich still has 6 outs here. Let's see if he wants to take a stab at this. Keith could get pretty sticky after hitting that 4.
I don't know. I think the flop was the time
For Rich?
for Rich to bet.
Yeah.
I mean, just based, like, with Keith's stack size, if he hit any piece of that, oh, wow.
Oh,
And
boy.
now Rich gets there.
Rich gets there.
King of Hearts.
It just a really kind of weirdly played hand with Keith with his stack size. He should have just jammed all in with a small blind versus big blind, ace 4.
Yeah.
What did he raise to 40? Or did he min raise?
No, I think he min raised, and then Rich made the call.
If he jams all in there, Rich probably folds the jack 8, I think. I mean, or he just needs to jam like the flop. Once he checks the flop, he's kind of giving up.
Yeah, it's like splitting.
I think we
Yeah, I like the hat too.
got
Santa's-
a busted card here, I believe.
Every time we've seen Santa come in, I think typically she has a different hat on, and she sports it very well.
Yeah, can you pause the clock down?
And we almost always see Eddie with a hat on, right?
There it is, actually.
Yeah, we've got a broken card, and so these cards, as you know, or if you don't know, all of these cards have a chip reader in them, and you have to be kind of delicate with these cards. Can't bend them too much. Can't throw them down on the table. And the chip reader the chip is then read by the chip reader. In front of each of these players is a rectangle, and underneath there. So when the players get the cards, it's important that they put those cards directly in that rectangle so the system can read it, so that we have the pleasure of seeing what they're playing. And again, this is a 15-minute delay. All the players are required to put their phones and smartwatches up on the shelf. And now we are back to the action. Blinds are 10, 20, and 10. We had 90 entrants today in our true freeze-out $125 buy-in. Now Rich wakes up in the small blind with pocket nines. We could have a big hand alert here between the second and third chip stack. Anastasia in the big blind with ace 10, a raise to 60 from Rich. The question is she reaching for raising chips? And she makes the call, so we're going to go heads up. Oh, and a 9 right in the window there for Rich. Hits his set of 9s. 130,000 in the pot.
40.
And he's going to bet 40, kind of an inviting bet, if you will. And Anastasia sees through it and lays that down, gets out of the way. And I believe now Rich is going to be our number 2 person in the chip stack. We saw Tweezy sitting down at the beginning of this final table with $1 million in chips. He is now down to 680. Rich is right there with him with 675. Anastasia not too far off with 630,000. Keith's going to have to make a move pretty soon because he's well below 10 big blinds with just 70,000 in front of him. Marco now back over to Willie with Queen Jack offsuit, and he's going to raise this up. Rich looking at ace 6. He lets go of it. Anastasia now with pocket 6s in the small blind. She's going to call that raise. But Santa is going to get out of the way. We're going to go heads up here. 6s versus Queen Jack.
Great flop for 6s.
Really is. And after a check from Anastasia.
45.
Willie's going to bet this, and you can see that Willie has 5 outs against those 6s right now after the flop.
Call.
I think she was contemplating if she wanted to go all in there.
Yeah, this is going to be a scare card, I think, for both of them.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
Willie's going to use it to his advantage.
He is.
He sure is.
Wow, nice move there from Willie. Pushing in when that ace came off, sensing some weakness there from Anastasia, and a quick fold. So that was a much-needed hand there, pot for Willie. He went from 13 big blinds now up to 19. Blinds are at 10, 20, and 10.
That's a really tough situation there for Anastasia because it's like on one hand you feel like your 6s are good there. Should you just put it all in right now?
Yeah.
But then there's also that chance that Willie's got the overpair and he's going to snap you off, and you could have just called and save your money, you know, on later streets. But yeah, it's
45 total.
Oh, there's a nemesis and a raise with it. Now back over to Eddie with pocket eights. Eddie and Willie now have about the same chip count. Eddie just a little bit of an edge, and Eddie is going to put out these calling chips and call the raise, 45,000. Here we go. Eddie's first to act. And I said before, a scare card in the ace, and to see if Willie is going to try to use this to his advantage again.
45.
so far
He
his
bets
aggression.
45, but Eddie's going to stick around.
Yeah, he's not going to let it scare him.
He is in the lead, and this may slow Willie down if something doesn't come out to help him. And another ace.
That's a good card for Eddie.
Yes, it is. Check, check, and
Especially
here we
when-
go.
Yeah. Although I think there's no purpose in betting here for Eddie. He's got a bluff catcher. That's exactly what his hand is. And hearts missed, so I mean this board ran out really well for Eddie's hand actually. Hearts didn't get there. The ace pairing up on the turn makes it a lot less likely your opponent has one. This is about as good of a run out, and Eddie makes a great call here.
Yes.
Great call. And that was that
I used
16 and 30.
that was that good luck wish from Lynn there,
Yeah.
I think I want to say.
And now you heard the bell in the background, which means the blinds are going up, and I believe it's 15-30-15 now. And this is going to take Keith to, I think, below 3 big blinds.
Well, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we're going to 15-30 now. Everybody's in a 20 to 25. I mean, yeah, our shorter stacks are a little bit lower, but there's not a lot of room separating all of our stacks. Keith is obviously in the danger zone. He needs to get it in yesterday.
Buck says, let's go, Eddie. Old school. $15-30-15. Everybody folds around. Now it's Eddie in the small blind with 10-8 offsuit. Marco going to look down at Jack-9 in the big blind, see if he wants to raise this up. And he does.
We got 100 total. 105.
105 is the new bet. Eddie in there for 30, needs 75 to make the call.
Same with everybody. You gotta keep their foot.
And he lets it go, and a nice opportunity raise there for Marco. Always nice at this level to be able to take down the blinds and that ante.
I think he feels like Eddie probably would have raised if he had anything halfway decent there. Blind versus blind. Picked a nice opportunity there to pick up the pot.
So, Deidre, we did the high hand promotion yesterday. That was last night from 5 p.m. to midnight. We gave away $750 every half hour to the high hand. And that was a terrific turnout. We had probably at any given point, 7 cash tables. We did not repeat that again today. That was just last night. And kind of calling that our event number 16 because we've found this fall series 14 days and 15 events. But the last minute we pulled out that promotion of the high hand. And to me, that was event number 16 where we gave out $7,500.
And I know most of our community here that we have, you know, they know the lay of the land and they know kind of the way that this business works, and that I just had to educate just a couple, a really small group of people yesterday that kind of felt like they were comparing this place to a casino, in that it has some sort of unlimited amount of
Resources.
the owners here don't make
Yeah.
millions of dollars.
Right.
You know, I mean, this is
a family-owned
It's
business,
you know,
growing.
we run 3, 4, 5 table tournaments on our daily, on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And we have a great group of customers that come here, but like, we're not a casino.
No.
We're not a billion-dollar corporation. And we don't have a big promotional fund to run like high hands like that. So
Right.
this was really the owners reaching into their pockets and and putting this out there to try to kind of get something going for
Yep.
our cash game business, and we really appreciate it as as dealers here because it helps us for sure.
Yes.
But I just want to just kind of put that out there that you know,
Yep.
we don't have some kind of like, if we had, I mean, we would love to run high hands like that every single weekend. We would love to have 7 cash games going every Friday, Saturday night.
You're right. And Deidre, you bring up a good point. As you're looking forward to the next one, and be sure to do 3 things. Check out our Facebook post. Go to thereservepoker.com. Number 2, and number 3, hit this subscribe button with the bell next to it. And now here we come with Keith and his tournament life going all in under the gun with 9-7 offsuit.
How much is it? 75.
75,000 here, and Eddie now with pocket 5s in the cutoff. We just saw Marco take down 2 hands in a row here, one in the big blind, one in the small blind, and now in the button he's letting that go. And a call from Eddie, and it's going to go heads up.
This is for my buddy T-Rob.
And he said, "This is for my buddy T-Rob." Is that what he said? So Willie's doing a shout out. I mean, not Willie. Keith is doing a shout out to T-Rob with his 9-7 offsuit. I hope I said that correctly. Against pocket 5s. This is basically a coin toss.
Even if it's incorrect, we're still going to call him T-Rob.
Open-ended there now for Keith.
It's a flip. It's not a flip anymore, Keith.
Not anymore.
The T-Rob.
The T-Rob. The T-Rob from Keith, and it pays off. He's going to double up here. And a little dent there in Eddie's stack, which just recently gained some strength.
You got your email.
We believe because Lynn gave the juju of bringing Adam and I each a water and waving to everybody out in the crowd.
And we had a hand there, so I kind of didn't really get to finish my rant. I
Yeah.
just had to go
Yep.
with one last final point
Yes.
there, and that, like, the billion-dollar casino corporation, every poker room across America, that promotional fund where they're paying out high hands or they're paying out a bad beat jackpot, that's all funded 100% by the players.
Yes.
That has money coming out of every cash game pot. So, like, you're winning a high hand, but, like, that billion-dollar casino's not actually, like, fronting that money. That money's all just poker money that was just collected by the casino.
Right.
So, I don't know. I just had to kind of remind a couple people about that, and something to keep in mind for anybody out there when you're choosing where you want to go,
Yeah. Absolutely. Very good point. And Anastasia now with pocket jacks, she's going to raise it up to 75. And Willie's going to pick this time to go all in with his ace-10 offsuit.
And with the blinds getting up there, I can't blame him for it.
No.
Anastasia's been playing pretty aggressive at this final table, so you don't necessarily expect her to have this big of a hand.
3-1. Anastasia. We'll see what happens here after the flop. Oh, and
There's an ace. And there's another one.
Another ace. And a jack only. Ooh, that looked like paint when it came out. But
big double there for Willie.
Big double up there for Willie. And he is, I think he wasn't breathing while all those 5 cards came out. Now he's decided to take a big breath and wipe the sweat off of his brow.
They're my best friend, and then they hate me.
So, yep, she says they're her best friend one hand, and then the jacks next time they hate her. But that's big for Willie, who now climbs up above 10 big blinds. And I was talking to somebody earlier about that watermark. When you're looking at your big blinds, you can't necessarily breathe a sigh of relief at 12 like you can at 22. but you can certainly be in a better position than having 5 big blinds. Being above 10, you really don't want to hit the panic button yet. Am I right in that, Adam?
Yeah, but I think the 10 benchmark is like better used earlier in earlier stages of the tournament. I guess not much earlier, like when we're down to like 4, 3. If you're looking at like, let's just say a 100-person tournament where there was 10 tables to start with, whatever,
Right.
and you get down to that 3-4 table mark, I think that's when the 10 big blind, that number really comes in. Now, when you're at the final table, now you kind of got to take into account where your really short stacks are and where your really big stacks are, and then you gotta gauge, how everybody else is playing. So, I don't think the 10 big blind number matters quite as much right now.
Okay.
Just because you see the whole lay of the land.
Right.
You see what you got to deal with. You see what you need to do. You see what everybody else has. So I'm really not like getting super concerned unless I am falling to like the 7, 8 big blind range right
Okay.
now, I'd say.
All right. So here we are with we're down to 8. Adam pointed out that we quickly got from 14 down to 10, and then from 10 down to 8. Not as quickly now. Things have shifted quite a bit in the chip count, but first place here tonight is $2,900, paying top 9. Luke took 9th place for $250. And we're back to the action. And Eddie, ace-3 offsuit, under the gun, rightfully so, lets it go. Marco, Tweezy, getting out of the way.
All in.
And an all-in now.
King, queen off on the button. Absolutely an all-in.
And the best hand that we've seen Keith get
Yeah.
tonight. Right. And he is going to take down the blinds, and very important for him at this point. And you can see there's the payouts. We talked about this being event number 8. 15 events in 14 days. We started this past Monday. So we are in day 6 here. Tomorrow, day 7. And event number 9 is a 40K in a day, $500 buy-in, 1 re-entry only. So just as good as you can get to a freeze-out without it being a freeze-out. Then tomorrow night, event number 10, the Let Your Hair Down and Go Crazy $30 buy-in double board bomb pot. Again, another unique event from the Reserve Poker Club here in Toledo, Ohio.
Lumpy says, hats off to Jim and Marissa for the high hands last night. Support your local card rooms.
Try not to throw 'em in
Much
spots.
appreciated here.
Sometimes it feeds
Lumpy,
in.
if anybody that's watching the stream is ever in the Tiffin, Ohio area, go check out the River Poker Room. That's Lumpy's room.
Feels like 100.
Support
And
your
now-
local card rooms.
Now Keith's hands just continue to get a little better each time, and now he's got pocket jacks and another all in here. Oh no, he just a raise, and now he's going to take down the blinds again. So don't count this guy out yet. I mean, he was basically down to 2 big blinds, and he is swinging his way back, and there gets a little grin from his face. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Otis, the question is, in a tournament, what point big blinds are you looking to shove? You know, I view this game as a very situational game. Maybe in my early years of playing this game, I had certain parameters, but really I take the viewpoint of I'm scanning the field, I'm looking at the players, I'm paying attention to each hand, whether I'm in it or not, not only to look for patterns, but runs happen. And if somebody gets on a heater like we just see Keith, you got to keep track of that. Here we go.
Here we
Pocket
go.
nines.
Here we go.
And those things happen at the table, and you have to be aware of those things. And sometimes then you just throw your rule of thumbs out the window.
And Keith's going to let this one go.
Wow.
Interesting. I don't think with this... I think that's too. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Have we seen Marco play any hands? Maybe under the gun. I don't know. I guess that seems a little too tight. Santa folded 7s.
But he just worked too hard.
She was out of position. I don't blame her on that.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
I think.
So Otis, I'm sorry. I don't want to get back to Otis real quick.
Go.
'Cause
I was kind of.
I don't want to sound too
piggyback off. Go
wishy-washy
ahead,
about
though.
that. I don't want to sound like.
I think that's the
but
right answer, though, is wishy-washy. You kind of have to be like.
You have
so
to be
what
in the
I
moment.
think, when we're that whole 10 big blind thing we were kind of talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I think that came about because 10, 15 years ago, during the poker height craze, I don't think most tournament players knew about shoving ranges and where they should jam all in with stack size and certain things like that. So that's kind of where that 10 big blind rule kind of came about.
Yeah.
Nowadays, where everybody kind of knows more so than they used to what to shove in what certain situations, what Vic was saying is spot on. There's really not a set answer, because what you might shove for 10 big blinds under the gun, or I'm sorry, what you might shove for 10 big blinds, in the small blind or on the button,
Yeah.
you might be folding under the gun or under the gun +1.
Yeah.
And again, based on what stack sizes your opponents that you're going to be up against in that hand have, you might be folding or shoving,
Yeah.
So there's really not, I mean, I know that's not really what you were looking for, Otis, but it's really a situational type thing, and there's no 100% correct answer we could ever give you.
But what we've seen here, 3 out of the last 4 hands, Keith raising up or going all in and taking down the blinds. And so that's a big move up the scale for Keith. Increment, not big, but it's an incremental move. And boy, that really, now he's in a better position. And hopefully he can start watching other players being knocked out, and that's what you want at this level, because you want to start climbing up the payout level. 8th place is going to pay out 400.
I just look at it as, I don't want to see he made that jump up, and he kind of had the situation there with the 9s to try to just go for it. I just don't want to see him now fold for the next half an hour and end up kind of back where he started again. I think 9s were too big to fold there.
Lumpy says, hats off to Jim and Marissa for the high hands last night. Support your local card rooms. He comes back and says, thanks, Adam. You guys run a very professional place. Dealers, announcers, and security included. I always like to do a shout-out to our security guard,
For
Richard.
sure.
Great guy.
We don't give him enough love, honestly.
I know. I tried to buy him a hot dog earlier. We had the Good Guys hot dog stand out there, and I was too late. He had already had 2. And there he is. He's got his back to us right now. You can see him through the window. But, yeah, Richard is very much loved here and appreciated and very much respected.
And Rich just quietly is our chip leader somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
I mean, I don't think I've seen him win a hand since he won that. I mean, that was a little bit ago now.
Yeah.
Can you see if Jim and Marissa can put some music back on out there?
Oh, request for some music. Okay.
Possibly not if we pick up the sound of it, because it messes up our stream with the copyright laws or whatever that is. And Tweezy picks up 8s in the small blind, and Willie actually had an ace right there, but he did not think about it very long at all, and he let it go.
We like them.
And we might see, we might just see a lull in the action here until the next break, I feel like, which is going to be coming up here pretty shortly. And then we'll be at 20K, 40K when we come back from that. And, I mean, at that point, you can't wait much longer.
I just need to move.
And again, you've joined us here for our final table of event number 8, the $10,000 prize pool guarantee. Freezeout, $125 buy-in. We had 90 entrants. We're paying top 9 places Now Santa, who's been kind of quiet, picks up ace jack. She's going to raise it up to 60,000 with the blinds at 15, 30, and 15 on the ante. Willie gets out of the way, and Keith does not play his ace nine. And now Santa taking down the blinds and the ante, which is pretty big at this point when you consider there's $60,000 out there. Yep. Yeah, Otis, the short stacks are really hanging on, and in Keith's example, not only did he hang on from 2 big blinds, now he's a little more comfortable at 10 big blinds. Might be down to 9 after that last time because he was the big blind and folded to Santa's raise.
We really haven't seen anybody try anything.
No, not since Luke left.
I told you, there is no hand that he doesn't like.
Anastasia's going to call here, so we've got a couple of call birds. Eddie gets out of the way, and Marco with pocket sevens.
120K in dead money in there.
Yes. Good opportunity here for Marco.
And
he's just going to call. Interesting.
Wow.
We'll be on break if you're out of this hand.
And we are going on break. This is going to be a 10-minute break. Stay with us through this hand and stay with us through the break. We've got a lot to cover. Talk about what's remaining here with our fall series as well as what's coming up for our Toys for Tots program. Four-handed going into this flop. We haven't seen four-handed in a while. Anastasia getting the best of this. Not a great flop for sevens.
No, but if he would have raised pre-flop, he would have won. He would have picked up 120K with no contenders.
Right.
Even if he just raised to like 100, he didn't have to go all in.
And Anastasia shows the queen, and she takes down this last pot before this break. And when they come back, the blinds are going to be at 20, 40, 20. Yeah. Woo. Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much for joining us tonight. Stay with us right to the end. And there's a beautiful shot of our main room right there, and our good friend Scotty Wynn. But we've got 9 minutes and 10 seconds left in this break. And while we're on the break, let's go back to our Toys for Tots program real quick. Beginning October 31st, the Reserve Poker Club is honored to be a party to the United States Marine Corps Toys for Tots program. In 2022, the U.S. Marines program distributed 22,170 toys and to 5,998 children in the Toledo and surrounding area. And we were so happy to be a part of that for our first time, where our generous poker players helped the Reserve contribute $10,000 in toys and cash to that program. So we would love to. I think I know who that is.
Who was that?
Jamal. So I'm guessing. But anyway,
I don't think Jamal's here anymore.
Oh, isn't he? But anyway,
I think it was Brian.
Could be.
Sorry, Toys for Tots.
Toys for Tots. So, beginning on October 31st, as soon as our fall series is over, on Monday the 30th, we do have the day off. We will not be open on the 30th, but on the 31st, Halloween, we'll be starting back up to our regular program. And then coming into December, we will have our winter series, which will conclude on December 17th. Between October 31st and the conclusion of our winter series, you will come in with either $5 or a brand new toy unwrapped to contribute. And when you use that, when you enter into a tournament, you're going to get an extra $5K to the stack of whatever tournament that is. And that will enable us to collect cash and toys to contribute to this program as we did last year. And we're really hoping we can at least meet, and we know we can exceed the 10,000 that we did last year. So very excited to roll that program out for you. That's going to be starting on October 31st. Now let's talk about event number 9, which is tomorrow, Sunday, 1 o'clock, and that is the 40K in a day. That's a $500 buy-in with only one re-entry. And we will be live streaming a feature and then final table of that event. But the fun, the fun event, the unique event, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. is the double board bomb pot, $30 buy-in, and we're just expecting everybody to let loose and have a lot of fun with that. And that is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. That is event number 10.
Let me just chime in there and say, if you are like someone who doesn't smile, if you are like an angry individual, I mean, you could still come, but you probably shouldn't, because it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah.
You're not going to know what to do with yourself.
Right. And at $30 as a $30 entry fee, it's intended to have a lot of fun because it's a very unique event. And speaking of unique events, then we have two more really great events right after that. Monday night, which is event number 11, starting at 5 p.m., that is Crazy Pineapple. And Crazy Pineapple, $100 buy-in. And the unique thing about this is that it's going to be $50 rebuys. So you can buy in for $100 and then $50 rebuy, 30,000 starting stack, 20-minute levels, and that's Monday night. And then Tuesday night, the very unique one that we're running for the second time ever, the $10,000 prize pool guarantee dual tournament team event. That's $125 buy-in per person, so it's $250 for the team. Let's talk about that for a little bit, because if those of you that haven't played in it before or heard us talk about it, this is two tournaments running simultaneously. And let's just, for example, say that Adam and I are teammates. We each pay in $125. I'm playing in one tournament, and Adam's playing in the other. And then every 30 minutes, or every round, we switch spots. And I take Adam's spot, and he takes mine. If I get knocked out in that particular tournament, I have the option within the first 8 rounds to buy back in. If I don't buy back in, Adam and I still continue to play as a team. So he plays another a level, and then I take his spot, and vice versa. So it's conceivable that one team could win both tournaments. It's a very low percent, but it's still so much fun. We ran this last year, and we had no idea, or last series, and we had no idea how it was going to go. And Jim and Marissa were on the phone calling in dealers because we didn't have enough dealers.
At this point, I'm wondering if we should set up like a tent outside,
just
for some extra tables.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way. That's probably a little bit exaggerated, but it felt like that. We had every table in the room going. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a crazy night. It was one of. It was one of the most fun tournaments that I've ever dealt. You know? So, just the energy in the room, the frustrations. I would say a little insider tip here from experience from the first one. Plan out your team's rebuy strategy early before the tournament starts, because you don't ever want to be like, hey, should I rebuy? And it's like, well, yeah, we should rebuy, but hey, can I get $50?
Yeah.
There was a couple of awkward conversations I heard in that first team tournament.
Yes, there was. So that's a very good point. I'm so glad you brought that up, because it's not really discussed that much, but I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. And if listeners right now, if you are are you coming to that team event, strategize ahead of time, not necessarily your poker play,
right?
But your rebuy strategy
or potential rebuy
strategy. Yes, and so that is a very unique event. That's going to be just a lot of fun. I'm going to say for besides that tournament, in my memory of the 2.5 years, the other tournament that was as much fun or even more was the Veterans Tournament. That group of gentlemen and ladies that came for that, they really engaged in each other's camaraderie and their fellowship, having fellow service members either present or are retired in the same room together. That was a lot of fun. But moving on with the events this week, then Wednesday, the Last Chance Satellite. That's a $40 buy-in. That's going to be a full house. That's going to be a full house.
Always
Adam.
for the last satellite.
Yeah.
I mean, we end up giving away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's usually double. Is there a guarantee on seats? It's usually double digits anyway, so
Yes.
it really doesn't matter much. But
No. But so for every $240 we take in, that's how many seats we will be giving out. And that is for the $250,000 prize pool guarantee tournament that begins on Thursday. There's 2 flights Thursday, 2 Friday, and 2 Saturday. And the day 2 restart on Sunday is at, I believe, 12 o'clock on the 29th. That's going to be 35-minute levels on the restart and 25-minute levels for those 6 flights. There is a $1,200 double bag bonus. So play in that first flight if you can, and then if you bag, you're going to have 5 more opportunities to both double bag or triple bag, and we have seen triple bag players in the past. So it's a great event. We've still got a lot of work ahead of us and a lot of fun poker during this fall series, and you can see we're down to 30 seconds left in our break. The players will be coming back to the table. We are at our final table for the event number 8, $40,000. For the $10,000 prize pool guarantee.
You've seen the 40,000 starting stack up top.
I am.
And I don't know if you mentioned it there, but just one last thing about that main event. If you do bag, we are going to pay you out $300, right? $300 right on the spot.
Right on the spot.
So that gives you that money to potentially play another flight. Whereas a lot of tournaments, you bag chips and you don't get paid out until you come back on day 2. So that's something else that I feel like really awesome thing that we do here.
Really is. And now this is a level 17. We started at 5 o'clock today. We had 90 entrants. We're paying top 9. 9th place has already been paid to young Luke. And we're getting back started here 8-handed. And the blinds are $20,000, $40,000 with a $20,000 ante.
Ryan said, "Where's the action?" Here it is. They were on a 10-minute break.
Yep, they were on a break, and now we're back.
They had to go potty.
And we'll get some audio here in a second. But Eddie now picking up pocket sevens, $40,000 to call, but he's going to raise this up. And this looks like
a healthy raise.
Looks like $160,000, I think.
180.
180.
Oh, and Tweezy's got 9s. This is bad news for Eddie.
Sure is. Tweezy started this final table with $1 million in front of him.
Hey, you want the Arizona game?
He is going to make the call. We did color up some chips there, so now we've got some black chips out there, which are the $100,000 chips. The yellow chips are $25,000, and the purple chips are $5,000. Again, I'm color challenged, so I want to make sure I call those out correctly. Now, but now we're going to go heads up to this flop. Eddie with 7s and Tweezy with 9s.
Oh, I knew it. I knew he was going to do it. I just knew it. I just knew when he reached for chips he was going to check. I just sitting there in my head like, don't check. But I just knew it the whole time.
Yep. And he's going to check again, and Tweezy's going to check. Oh, boy.
Well, I don't think Eddie... Well, I shouldn't talk. At this point in time, if you have not lost any money with your pocket sevens, you should not lose any money, more money with your pocket sevens,
Right. And a bet of 150.
I can't imagine he would try to find some weird hero call here.
140 is the bet.
He really left himself in such a weird spot, though, by making such a big pre-flop raise. He made it 180,000, and he only has 265 behind. He really didn't need to make it that big. I think his whole reasoning for making it that big is he didn't want anybody to come in light because he only had pocket sevens. But that just when you raise so big like that pre-flop and there's not that many blinds in play, you just kind of handcuff all your options later on.
Yeah.
There's a time delay. That's
Kevin
why-
Wall brings up a good point that we will not be done just because we did the main event next Sunday. Sunday night, we have the seniors event. And we'll be talking about that shortly, but Bob Enright is staying up late tonight.
I know.
Right? He's staying up watching with us.
And some other random weird person on here says Adam has some young kids at home potty.
I figured as much.
I think you used the word potty.
I did say they have to go to the potty. Can we block that person, Wizard? C.A. Smith. We don't need them here in this chat. It's just my wife.
Oh, I love it. Eddie under the gun now. Queen 9 of spades.
Call.
And he's making the call. We are 20, 40, 20 here. Marco now with King, Queen of diamonds.
She says keeping tabs on you.
150 total.
I feel like I should be the one who's like, wow, she comes here in the chat with her maiden name. Like, come on now, like, man. I feel like this is some kind of dig.
Now Keith here with Ace-Jack in the cutoff, and he lets that go. I think he sees a battle brewing there, and he just as soon let these combatants go at it. Anastasia 7-6 of diamonds in the small blind, 130,000 to make this call. And she makes the call.
Wow, that's interesting.
That is interesting. Santa gets out of the way with King 7. Back over to Eddie, who limped in with his Queen 9 of spades. And he's kicking himself for doing that because I don't think he's going to make the call.
No.
No, he just really wanted to see a flop with that Queen 9 of spades.
But
And
it's
here
too
we
late-
are.
It's too late in the tournament for that,
Yeah, heads up now.
which also applies to Anastasia.
Yep. We go to the turn, which is an 8.
And it's a lot of outs for Anastasia.
And she's going to go all in.
And Marco can't call.
No.
Wow, that worked out perfectly for her.
It did.
And like, hey, we both looked at each other like, calling with 6-7. I don't know, but hey, what do we know?
Ryan says good luck to all. Robert says, is it still going to be 50 or older for the seniors event next week? You know what? I got to look that up for you real quick. I never have to worry about that being 65
I
now.
believe so.
I figured,
I
yeah.
believe it's.
I
don't
believe
think
it's 50.
Power Toke in the house.
You gotta raise 120.
Yes, so the seniors a tournament next Sunday night. It's 50 and older. Yep. And I'll talk about that as soon as we get over with this hand.
Here we go, the Nemesis. So we saw Keith fold the pocket nines a little bit earlier,
And the Ace-Jack.
and now he's decided to raise it up with King Jack offsuit here. And he's actually going to probably end up, looks like he's kind of committed himself at this point.
Yes.
He shouldn't fold. He's got almost half of his stack in there, 45% of his stack. And this is what I was talking about. Nines was just too big of a hand to fold back then. And now he's actually getting his money in with a worse hand. I mean, we see that he's not in a terrible spot. He's got live cards. But he's got live cards.
Yeah, he's got live cards.
Oh, that changes everything.
That does. A deuce or a 10.
Oof, I thought it was the 10.
Yeah.
Or
And
queen.
That's a big hand there for Willie.
No, that was Keith.
I'm sorry, for Keith, excuse me. They're sitting next to each other with Keith and the Willie. So Keith now, 2 big blinds not too long ago.
Right?
And now 14 big blinds. Over $500,000 in chips. Tweezy is the chip leader again.
That's motivation for Santa.
Yes, it is. She is, yeah, motivation to build her stack back up again because we saw her go through a little bit of a roller coaster. So, yes, next Sunday night, not this coming Sunday night, but Sunday night the 29th, That tournament will be at 4 p.m. That is the seniors event. That's event number 14, seniors 50 and older. And that is a $5,000 prize pool guarantee. And that is a $125 buy-in, 30,000 starting stack, and 20-minute levels. Thanks, Kevin, for reminding us. We should never forget the seniors. He says. Oh boy, on the button, 7-5 of diamonds, 2 big blinds. She decides to go all in here, a little better than 2 big blinds.
There's a forgetfulness joke in old people's something, you know, sprinkle. I'm just gonna stay away from it.
All right, all right.
I don't have nothing.
Eddie says, I don't have nothing. Well, guess what, Santa? Neither, guess what, Eddie? Neither does Santa.
And Eddie's cards actually didn't read right.
No, they didn't.
He's in a lot. Because I was pretty confused when he put it in with 8-4, honestly.
Yeah.
But Santa picks up a flush draw. And gets there.
Oh, she gets there. Wow. Staying alive. Now, this is usually where Dom starts singing. You don't want to take that over. You're staying alive, staying alive.
Staying alive.
There we go.
Staying alive. I could probably go higher than that.
Well, I was just going to ask C.A. Smith if she thought you could.
Oh, she has no comment.
Says you. Kenneth Green says, see y'all next weekend. Yeah, looking forward. Huge event coming up. And we're still 8-handed here. And our final table, 90 players showed up today. $125 buy-in. True freeze-out. No add-on. No re-entry. No add-on at the break. Rich has been kind of quiet for a while, but now he picks up pocket jacks and he raises it to 100,000.
He's got ace queen.
Yep, coming along.
Whoa.
Whoa is right.
Even though he hits the ace, Tweezy, he's not. The kings on the board are a little scary still.
Check.
Check, check again. He might check again.
Check.
Because it's like, what is he? I mean, I don't know. I guess he might have got paid off by specifically the type of hand that Rich has,
Yes.
like queens or jacks. But other than that, like, there's not a whole lot of merit to bet there.
Right.
Because Rich could easily be checking kings.
Yep.
She said, how about let's not?
And if you're just joining us, we very much appreciate it if you could hit that like button. I've got us at 43 right now.
Hopefully C.A. Smith has liked and subscribed.
And hit the bell. You got to
Yeah,
hit that little
yeah.
bell next to the subscribe. And now Rich with Queen Jack is going to raise this up to 100,000. The blinds are 20, 40, and 20. Eddie's got the Dorothy, but he lets that go. Now Tweezy, Queen 10, and he folds that. Willie, nothing there for Willie. So Rich is going to take this down. The button moves. Willie in the small blind and Keith in the big.
Everybody's been real patient here.
That does look like Miles' hat, Wayne. You're right.
I know.
Yep.
I mean, it kind of makes sense, actually.
Yeah, it does. Miles kind of wishes he had that much hair, but that's another subject. Tweezy now is our chip leader, 24 big blinds, getting back up to that, close to that million mark that he had when we sat down at this final table. Eddie has now got him in himself in a tough situation with just one big blind left.
80 to
Okay,
go.
sorry, Ian.
And is she making a min
Yeah,
raise here to 80?
She announced 65, and the blinds are 20-40, so she had a min raise to 80.
Yeah, Paul correctly called that out.
And
quick
Tweezy,
call here.
And uh-oh, Willie's about to rip this.
Ace-king offset for Willie, and certainly one of the better hands he's seen so far here on this final table. Anastasia.
And we saw that she wasn't afraid to put a lot of her stack in with 7-6 suited like 10 minutes ago, so not surprised to see her make this call either.
I love the moxie that Anastasia plays with. I really do. Doesn't mean that she always makes great decisions, great choices, but she does play with a certain amount of lack of fear.
And there is a jack on the flop.
She's in the lead so far.
And clubs are in there now for Willie. But king is all he
Oh,
needs. A
wow.
king is all he needs. And that's the second time now there for Willie on the river, huh?
Yes, it is.
I'll win rate.
You know, that might have been the third time. At least the second time for Willie hitting this, hitting his hand on the river. We're the Reserve Poker Club here in Toledo, Ohio. Fall Series event number 8, $10,000 prize pool guarantee. This is a true freeze-out, $125 buy-in. We have 90 entrants. We are down to 8 players paying top 9. And the next person out is going to take home $400. Luke took 9th place with $250.
That club was a good turn on the
Yeah.
top. Wow.
And I think just watching this final table kind of is better at explaining the whole big blind number thing even than we are, you know,
Yes,
because like
yeah.
Willie's our chip leader now, you know, and we've kind of seen everybody's been pretty patient. Nobody's been like, oh, I got 6 big blinds, I got to get it in with any 2 cards. No, they pick their spots, you know, they try to wait for a decent hand, you know, some bigger cards, you know, possibly. I feel like everybody's played pretty solid.
Give me some chips.
Keith tried to sneak one in there, and Rich, that's a nice move by Rich there. He noticed that Keith just trying to get in and see a cheap flop.
Yeah.
We've seen that twice now where the small blind tries to get in for cheap and the big blind recognizes it and just picks him apart.
And nothing to do with age here, but there's a cumulative many years of poker experience at this table right now.
Let me know when.
Particularly tournament experience. And we know that Rich is no stranger to the final table and no stranger to cashing.
You been ahead, you lost. You been behind, you lost.
Actually, it's not even just me winning. All the short stacks got lucky every time they gone in.
Willie now.
Tweezy let ace-4 diamonds go.
Yep.
Except for now that I'm short stack.
Back over to Rich in the small blind, 9-6. But
Ooh.
what's Anastasia going to do?
Uh-oh.
And
All
she does
in,
it.
I heard it.
Yep, all in. There she is with the ace-jack.
I don't think she said, I'm call in that time.
No, she didn't. And Willie does not make the
Good
call.
fold by Willie.
Yeah, very good fold. Hey, Kip. How's it going, buddy? What are you sipping on tonight? Kip usually calls in and lets us know some really cool cocktail he's got while he's watching us here on the live stream.
I'm not waiting for my blind. It don't make sense.
That sounds actually pretty awesome.
Yeah, it does. What time is it?
Like just a nice glass of like Woodford Reserve or something right
Did
now.
we miss last call? Oh,
yeah,
not yet.
probably, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just something to sip on.
Yep, this is it for Eddie now. He's all in. King 9.
Gotta wait 15.
Oh, there's a couple of aces.
Yep.
Bad
Rich.
timing. Bad timing for Eddie.
And what will Rich do here? Isolate? Or just smooth call? See if he can get...
I don't know. I mean, I guess... I don't know what the right... If it makes more sense to try to take a player out, I don't know. You probably want to get heads up, I guess. I don't know on this one, honestly.
Yeah.
If I could work put me out, I would have a lot of tournaments.
Yep, and Eddie is not going to like the looks of this.
Give me the dirty diaper.
Don't matter.
That'll come
We already know it don't matter.
I don't think Eddie looked.
No, I don't think so. But I think if we get a chance to talk to Rich later,
He's got 2 pair. He's got outs. He's got.
Look at him.
That's all he could hope for.
needs a king or a 9, and he doesn't get there. But
Or no, Jack.
great job, Eddie. Eddie is a regular here and been here, I think, from the very day one that we opened. He and Lynn playing on a regular basis, and just a great guy. Congratulations, Eddie.
Eddie.
And he's going to take down 8th place, $400 for his $125 investment.
If y'all don't drop right now, I'm gonna come back and win.
Next player out's going to take down $500 for 7th place. We're down to 7-handed. This is the final table of our fall series number 8.
I like that strategy. I don't know who it was, but I think it was one of the shorter stacks. I think it might have been Keith.
On the big ball. It's on me.
He said, if we don't chop right now, I'm going to come back and win.
He never did brought
Threaten him with a good time.
Yeah, Kip, we are burning the midnight oil here for sure, and we're so glad that so many of you have decided to stay with us. And Kip is going to hang with us with a raspberry vodka and lemonade tonight. Says his wife is running the house bar tonight.
Oh, I think that was Marco that was saying he was going to come back.
Okay.
And
Well,
here it is. Here's the start. And we know Anastasia. She ain't scared. That is the. I mean, what you were saying about her earlier. You'll never see her be scared.
no.
Queen 10 versus King Jack.
The nemesis.
We've seen it a lot tonight.
Put the 4 cards together, and you got an open-ended straight draw. Anastasia, you can see the outs up there. She just improved her hand a little bit.
2 pairs not gonna help.
No, the king straightens things out there for Marco, and he's going to take down this pot.
I did have 2 pairs. I want everybody to know I had 2 pairs.
We just said it.
Yes.
What'd you say?
Yes, Anastasia, you did have 2 pair. So it wasn't like Michigan versus MSU today. What was the final score of that one, do you know? I can look it up.
It was 42-0 the last that I saw.
Yeah.
I think that was right before we came in here.
Alright, 60 to plus.
Or it might have been right after we started.
60.
And you heard that ding. The blinds went up, so what we see on the screen now, that is not, the current is now 30, 60, 30. Yes. Yes, Keith. Very expensive. Too expensive to play the Dorothy, the Queen 3. Toledo won today, 21-17, and Miami of Ohio, and that was a huge game. Big win for Toledo. Michigan winning 49-0. They will undoubtedly maintain their number 2 position in the polls. And as we mentioned, this is our final table for event number 8. We are down to 7 players paying top 10. The next player out is going to take home $500. First place is going to take home $2,900. And Kip, $2,900 gets you a lot of raspberry vodka lemonades.
Well,
Anastasia now, ace, deuce, offsuit.
Welcome back to the Nemesis, but she lets this one go.
Yeah. Oh, tough decision here for Willie or not with pocket 6s?
Tweezy's thinking about it with 9-8 suited. I don't know if he's really thinking about it.
He may be just trying to get a read off of Willie.
I mean, I kind of think Willie's. I don't know. Maybe Willie didn't really look at his cards yet. Willie looked like he was grabbing chips there to kind of like maybe steer Tweezy away type. Let's grab some chips. Make you a little bit like nervous about getting in there. But I don't think Willie actually looked at his cards yet.
Instead of going to let anyone have it for free.
3-1 favorite is Willie. Going into this flop, Paul has everything set up for us. Beautiful view.
Ace
Wow.
on the flop. That's an upside down 6. That is not the right one.
No, big double up here for Anastasia. Yes, Ron Muir, we will not be remiss and mention the win by the Buckeyes today.
Big win for sure.
Willie and Tweezy are friends, is what Saya says.
Up and down and up and down.
Hope
this,
I said your name
We've had a
correctly,
lot
Saya.
of
Yeah.
a lot of short stack double ups at this final table here so far.
Right. Tweezy has never, from the beginning, lost his position in the top 3. Right now, he's basically neck and neck with Rich. And Anastasia has just gone up and down and up and down. My goodness. Santa now
It is funny though. Like it seems like you see everyone else playing hands except for Rich, and he just kind of like sits off in the wings and is just still the chip leader.
Right. Almost like the chips are coming to him by
Whatever,
via osmosis.
however he does that,
Yeah.
it's impressive.
Here's an all-in from Marco with ace-7 offsuit. Now Keith has got ace-4 offsuit, and it would cost him all-in to call. He's already in for 90,000 between the big blind and the ante.
It seems like he's thinking about it. I don't think you have. I mean, you see an ace in the big blind and somebody rips on you. It's tempting, but he's still got a decent sized stack, and I think he really has to take into account too. Santa only has like 170K, so I think this would be a mistake here to put this money in with just ace-4 off.
Well, and the bump up is $150, so the next person out is going to take home $500. We just saw Eddie get knocked out in 7th place, taking home $400. But we go to 7th, from 7th to 6th place, $500 for 7th, and then 6th place, $650. And you start to see the incremental bumps that happen from place to place. And you're absolutely right. If this is about attrition, you don't want to be in a situation where you're betting your entire stack when somebody else is sitting there with 2 big blinds.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Santa is all in now with the Nemesis.
And she just folded King Jack. She can't fold it this time. I mean, she's got 3 big blinds. She's got to get it in here with a couple of face cards. And she's gonna. Oh no, I think Rich has to call this.
Yeah,
9-8 suited. It's he's already got 60K in the big blind.
Yeah.
120K more to knock out a player. I think he has to make this call. 9-8 suited is too big of a hand.
Yep. And this is pretty close to a coin toss. Santa is in the lead by a small margin, and here comes the flop from Paul. And there's Rich's outs, 8, 9, or 8.
And that's spades. And spades.
Oh, my.
Spades come in.
What a run out.
Oh. Tough beat there.
Santa, who did really well in the ladies tournament, and now cashing here in this event. We have not seen the last of Santa. I'm sure we're going to see her again. I also believe we'll see her again on November
December
4th.
25th?
November 4th.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist.
Yeah, it's because you got kids. So November 4th, we've got a ladies' cash game. That's a Saturday night. Ladies, if you're watching and you're interested to be in that, but I believe Santa's probably in that already. But tonight, she's going to take home 7th place, $500. She invested $125, just like all the other 90 players did in this event. Everybody folds around. Rich is going to complete with the 5-3, and Anastasia's just going to check her option. 5-3 versus 5-4, and there's a 4. I see this being checked down.
Oh.
Well,
that was about the only way for 5-3 to have a chance.
My goodness.
She should bet. There's no, only bad things can happen. Like, you don't even beat a deuce now if he actually had one. And they say you're supposed to bluff when you have the bottom of the, you know, of the range. Yeah. Rich has the lowest possible hand you can have without playing the board.
And Anastasia makes a great call here. 5-4. That's a big call against a big stack.
Yeah,
and a seasoned player.
I said she should have bet the turn, but her not betting the turn got her more money.
So if you are interested in playing in our cash game live streams, in particular the ladies cash game live stream, which is on the November 4th, Saturday night, please give us a call here at the Reserve Poker Club, 5105 Glendale Avenue in Toledo, Ohio. Anybody that answers the phone in the cage, whether it's Jim or Marissa or Brian, just let them know to get on that schedule. The schedule, we actually have it up in the cage on the wall. So just give us a call. Also, you can message us via Facebook Messenger. But best advised to give us a call. Tweezy now pocket fours. He's going to call the 60,000.
Yep, and that's not going to end up working out well for him.
And what does she do here? She's now dramatically improved her position. She's at 635,000.
She should just raise a little bit.
Raise 150 total.
Yep, that's a good raise.
Very
like
good raise.
I like that size.
Yeah, I like that. And
it basically priced Tweezy in.
It did. Kings versus fours.
Oh, the dreaded ace on the flop. The dreaded ace.
No fear.
She ain't never scared.
No fear.
She ain't never scared.
No fear. Wow. Anastasia now coming close to $1 million in chips. Wouldn't say she was the lowest stack, but she was definitely a low stack
She
for
was
a while.
down. I'm pretty sure she at one point at this final table she was down to the bottom.
Yeah, the ladies' game live stream is always a lot of great chatter, particularly if we can get Lynn in there and Sherry. But it's also some great poker to watch. Now Rich with pocket sevens.
Susan playing that one?
Oh, I would think so. I hope so. And Susan, I think, is still looking for someone to play the team event with her. 175,000 is the bet from Rich with pocket sevens.
And we're catching up here. Oh, Tweezy's got a hand. I think he's got to see a flop.
He needs 115 to call.
See a flop and try to hit a pair, and if you don't, give up.
And he does make the call.
King Queen in the big blind. Too good of a hand to fold there, closing the action.
Check.
Let's see if there's a continuation bet here from Rich.
A good flop for King Queen, but he doesn't feel super good about it. Does make a snap call.
And now the hearts come into play for
Tweezy.
Tweezy.
Flush draw as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere now.
I think Rich is going to shut it down now because there's 610K in the pot. There's there's not enough for him to bluff. Tweezy does not have enough in his stack for him to bluff. Second nut flush here for Tweezy now.
Check.
Tries to set a trap. This is Rich has as bad of a hand as he could. He's got the bottom of his range here. No heart. Every card on the board is bigger. It makes sense to me why he's trying to pull off a bluff here. He's got the bottom of his range. Every card on the board beats him. Every heart. Hell of a check there by Tweezy.
Yeah,
a lot of players would have just ripped that all in.
Yep. That's the performance of an experienced poker player right there, tournament player. That was a very very good check. from Tweezy. Oh, no. Buddha says Susan might have found somebody for the team event. And we're going to be talking about that again here very soon. Tonight's broadcast of our event number 8 of the fall series, $10,000 prize pool guarantee, freeze out, $125 buy-in. We had 90 participants.
What's the adjective?
Paid top 9.
Oh.
Next person out is going to take home $650. We saw. We saw Luke take home 9th place, $250. Eddie, 8th place, $400. Santa just exited recently, $500 for 7th place.
The players had a little break in the action there, so they took the chance to talk some smack about dealer Paul.
Well, yes. As soon as Paul leaves the room, I've noticed that happens. Yeah. What are they? Paul? Poison arm Paul?
Poison Paul. Yeah,
Poison Paul.
arm Paul.
Poison arm Paul.
Aces. I don't know if that's right.
No, I don't think that's right.
That showed up before her cards were even there.
Well, this is a delay.
That's true.
Maybe.
Rich snap folded that 7 deuce. So I don't know. Maybe, yeah. Looking like those could be the real deal.
Yeah, $150,000 now with the aces for Anastasia.
Doesn't really matter if they are or not because we're not going to see anything.
No.
Unless this is a misread on Keith's hand, which I do believe it now is. I don't think Keith actually has 6-5, ladies and gentlemen. I'd bet $1 on it.
Heads up. Colin.
If it is right, he's open-ended. And a snap call there. And he does.
I am $1 less.
Yes, you are. Somebody owes you $1. I'm not sure who it is. Might be C.A. Smith.
I don't get it.
All right.
Why?
But
why did that just happen?
Now he's got 8 outs.
Yeah, I guess that he had that planned all
That's
along.
not one of them. And neither is that. And so Keith, who really struggled down from 2 big blinds, did a great job to build back up again, showed some real patience, and watched other players get knocked out, but makes a strong move there, and it doesn't pay off for him, but he's going to take home $650 for his $125 buy-in.
Anastasia on a tear now.
And Anastasia now well up over $1 million, I believe, and our chip leader, and we're down to 5-handed. The next player out's going to take home $850. First place is $2,900. So we go from a $650 6th place, jumping $200 to 5th place, and we'll see who's next. 5-handed. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. See, a lot of people are staying with us. Hit that like button. We're at 53.
We still got 85 people watching. That's awesome. Appreciate
That is
you guys.
awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
And it's not a bunch of their families either. This is a great turnout. Thank you very much.
200's the bet.
200,000 now from Anastasia under the gun with ace-4 of clubs. Marco gets out of the way.
I love it.
Man.
She's got the chip lead. Let's keep the foot on the gas.
Yes.
Now's not the time to be backing down, you know?
She is dictating the pace now.
I was going to say now's not the time to be folded pocket 9s, but that seemed like an unnecessary dig at Keith. It wasn't that bad of a fold. We just would have liked to see with the situation,
Yes.
the blind, you know, how big the blinds are going up, you know.
Yeah. And you bring up a good point. I mean, we are slightly motivated by the action that we want to see from our position. So we're biased only in that regard because we love the action taking place here on this table on the live stream. We've been live streaming here for 13 months. We've been open for 2.5 years. This is the biggest series of our lives here at the Reserve. 15 events in 14 days. Willie's going to go all in now in the cutoff with king, queen of clubs. Rich looks down at an ace. He's in the small blind, so he's already in there for 30,000. His stack went from around 750,000 in that range down to 255, and he's going to let that go and wait for another opportunity. Anastasia folds quickly with that 6-4, and Willie takes down a much-needed pot, takes down the blinds. Oh,
there we go. I just had to. What a woman.
jeez.
I gotta keep her there, guys.
Man.
Went and changed the name. I called her out for having the maiden name, and she went and she just straight up changed it. It doesn't get any better than that, ladies and gentlemen.
Are you really that worthy? Are you worthy?
No, I am not, but she thinks I am, so we're gonna let her keep thinking that way.
Yeah, Kenneth, thanks so much for saying you love the stream. We love it here. We love to present you a product that you enjoy. This 15 events in 14 days, in my estimation, is a poker marketing grand slam, bringing just a diverse number of tournaments and buy-in levels, because we try to bring to you, our customers, what you ask for.
Well,
you know what that...
I mean, I don't know, Marco. I think it's still, like, if Rich had 140, yeah, that's a good fold.
Good fold.
It was too much more to be any two cards. And
Yes.
I mean, there's like, a very select number of hands that you just can't call with. That 7-3 offsuit is one of those. I mean, surprisingly, I don't think I'm in trouble right now. Surprisingly, that could be a bad read.
Well, if she's staying up this late to watch you, I mean,
she's hoping that I just get off and go home. Like,
look at this chip count now. We've got 5 players left. Anastasia really has just climbed, played very impressively, very aggressively, particularly aggressive at the right times. Made a couple of missteps, but came back from them. Didn't let that get in her head. And she is now the chip leader, 1.3 million. She's got Queen 10 on the button. I sense a ray. She's looking down, trying to pick up on the aura of the other two players, and decides she's going to fold
know.
that.
I guess, I don't know. We're at 40-80 now. Maybe she just didn't. Tweezy is the other big stack.
Yes.
So I think maybe she was taking that into account. Like, why
mess
I
with
don't
it?
need to get tangled with another big stack when there's only one other big stack. I mean, the
Yeah.
other two guys are kind of on the shorter side right now. We're at 40-80. So 160K just to go one time around the table. And we are going to see, it's only a matter of time here. I mean, 5, 6, 8 big blinds. It's time to go. It's time to go for Marco. Pocket aces. Tweezy, unfortunate to wake up with ace-jack right behind. And he is not going to be happy to see that. That is, I mean, it's a cooler. It is what it is. Button shoves all in when he is probably the second shortest stack at the table, and you wake up with ace-jack in the small blind, you're going to get it in there every single time.
If these aces hold up, this is going to be a big swing in chips. And And so far,
Yeah, that is as uneventful of a flop as
Yep.
could be seen. Jack on the river is meaningless, and the pocket aces for Marco. Talk about some timing.
yeah.
He told, I'm pretty sure it was him. Pretty sure he told the table. He said, if we can chop right, if we don't chop right now, I'm gonna come back and win this thing. That's not true. I don't think any of my viewers know what's happening here. I'm just kidding, guys. Just joking.
Blinds are at 36 and 30. We are 5-handed here. Next person out going to take home $850. The jump after that is to $1,100. First place is $2,900. And Rich is now in a tough situation, 5 big blinds.
Yeah,
and it wasn't
he's
too
putting
long ago.
120K in the pot right now.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. He was up around 22 big blinds. Couple of tough hands, and we were just commenting about Rich just accumulating chips without us really paying attention, but that's been the opposite recently. And Anastasia now. Are we at 40 and 80? We're at 40 and 80.
I believe it is 40
Yeah, because
and
that was a
80.
call.
Anastasia. Well, Willie's all in with ace king. If you are just going to call with queen 10, it should be so that you can fold. If she was planning on calling an all in here, then she should have just raised.
345.
Not that any of what I'm saying really matters in this particular situation. But looks like she's going to find a call. And she's been running good in these situations here. Everybody's going to be even in chips almost if Willie wins this.
And now
7-7-6.
you can
Nothing
see that.
changing.
Yeah, Anastasia just has 6 outs and remains at 6 outs to the river.
Ace king high.
And Willie takes down a big pot here, and again, I think Willie has that that tendency while the cards are coming out to kind of hold his breath, because as soon as he sees that he's won the hand, there's like this huge sigh of relief, and certainly a big smile there after taking that down, because that does change things up quite a bit. Yeah, Ryan, that's a nice hand there.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's going to bed. She says,
Night, babe.
drive safe, Adam.
She said, this is the most I've heard Adam talk in 4 years of marriage.
Just said you got an ace.
With that being said, good night.
Like the hand with me and you, I had you completely dominated.
Oh.
See, you had
I
had
had
that.
king too, so if a king come and take away your house, you
Got
see
it.
that.
See, I rather seen you had an ace with another card.
Got it.
You would have had to hit your
My second card. Got it.
And Willie now, another big hand here. He's on the button.
We've had some big hands lately.
Jeez, look at this. Pocket aces.
Nice and easy, Willie.
250 is the bet.
Could have just min raised. 250 is not too bad, but
Not when the blinds are 40,
yeah,
80,
there's
and
not
40.
really anybody. I don't think anybody has any stack to work with.
No, and didn't have any cards there to work with, and he does show the aces. And now just a little bit of breathing room for Rich, because
Right,
he's
you're happy.
Right.
You're happy for another round or two.
Yeah, he can see 3 hands.
yeah, Rich is happy now to get the button.
But after that, it's go time. I mean, he's got
Yeah.
3 hands here to, like, if you find it, if you look down at 1 ace,
Like I
you don't
said,
Yeah.
even need to look at your
I
second
don't
card.
peek at this-
Right.
this tournament.
I go walk over with us. Coming out the ace king.
Shit, let me wake up under the gun. Let me see how that works.
Not quite.
We wake up again.
You spoken into existence.
There's the ace I was talking about.
Spoken into existence.
All in.
But Anastasia has a better one.
Right.
I'm all in.
Why the fuck I couldn't be in the plan? I would've-
All in. She's going to make sure that she gets this isolated here.
Not all in. All right, roll them over.
And here is Rich's tournament life at stake here.
See, now he only got one live card.
If the ace king holds up, Rich will be taking home 5th place, $850.
Got 2 4s, that's what I got.
A 3-to-1 favorite is Anastasia going into this flop.
They're going on, they're going on.
Right? Right in the window.
Wow, 2-pair right away. Now a king and a king only.
Nope.
No.
No, he had counterfeit outs. A 7 or a 10.
Yes, yeah. Yep, that's right. Good point. Very good point. But
Yeah, I mean, but as the trend has been for most of this final table, the short stack finds another double.
yeah,
And we've evened ourselves back out again.
absolutely. Look at that.
Usually it seems like there's just like one stack over a million, then everybody else kind of evened out, and it's trades places a little bit every once in a while, trade spots. Start back at 1. And that is a walk. Living the good life. Pretty good feeling to get a walk at this stage of the tournament. And there's what we're looking at. 850. Everybody has locked up right now.
There's someone else.
About 2,900 up top. That's a $2,000 difference we're looking at between 5th and 1st. Buck says definitely a crazy game. This has been a crazy one. These blinds are up there.
They said they can't.
There is not too many big blinds total on the table, and the short stacks are just finding ways to hang in there. Tweezy with the ace-9 in the small blind. Going up against Willie, I think he should just rip this all in. I don't know much though. What did he do?
He smooth called.
Okay.
Yep. And so now we're going to have battle of the blinds here. Ace-9 versus 10-8. Tweezy versus Willie. Tweezy is first to act on this flop.
Bang.
Oh, my. And a snap call there from Willie.
And I don't blame him.
No. Now Willie has 6 outs, and he lets it go. All in there from Tweezy. Good move. Very good move.
It's
And
combination
a
of
dent
the
now into
RPM in
Willie's
my hand being too small for a full-size deck.
stack. And as we mentioned, this is event number 8 of our fall series. $10,000 freeze out.
Okay.
$125 buy-in. We had 90 entrants, so we paid top 9. You can see who's been paid out already and what's yet to be won. A first place of $2,900.
What are we looking at here for stack size for Rich?
He did have 6 big blinds. He is in the big blind right now. Anastasia under the gun with Queen 10.
We've seen this before.
Yes, we have. She lets it go. Marco King 6. Tweezy gets out of the way. Willie in the small blind.
King high in a blind versus blind situation. He should say all in,
But he doesn't.
but he does not. He gives Rich the opportunity to see this flop for free.
All in.
But no, Rich is going to go all in.
Ooh.
And
now,
Willie is asking for the count.
I have a feeling Willie might call here.
Oh, and now we're losing Bob Enright. Bob Enright says, good night, fellas. See you soon, Bob. Have a great night. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
It was great seeing you today.
400.
And just a little too much could be for Willie's liking, and he does. He lays it down.
And this is the problem. This is why I say for him to just jam away.
Yeah.
When you limp in from the small blind, it just, I mean, I know this is just one specific stream tonight, but have we seen anybody limp in from the small blind and it's worked for them? Like, have they even been able to, like, see a flop? I feel like they've gotten raised every single time.
Yeah, not since we've gotten below 6 or 7 handed. I don't think that's the case. I think you're right.
Earlier stages of the tournament, it's a lot more doable. But the players are very smart. They're very aware. Situational awareness very high for most of these players.
Yes. And Anastasia is going to get a walk here.
Was that a mercy fold?
And we've wound up here with 5 players that I believe are pretty patient. I think that
super patient.
Anastasia has put the pressure on when she's got, you know, Queen Jack or King Queen or that type of thing. But for the most part, she has also been very patient.
Before that, I queen had
And there are no one is over $1 million and no one is under 500,000.
Yeah.
We are pretty much as even as we could be, all in between 6 and 11 big blinds.
This is quite a horse race right now, and Tweezy under the gun picks up King 10, which is pretty big hand for a 5-handed, but he's going to let that go. He is the chip leader right now. And now Willie in the cutoff lets that go, and Rich picks up pocket 7s and goes all in. Anastasia on the small blind.
Fold, fold.
Fold, fold.
And I mean, I think we're just kind of waiting on a cooler at this point.
We are, because Rich now picks up 2 pots in a row and goes from just sudden death of 2 big blinds.
Like, we don't even see people trying to jam light, trying to pick up steel blinds or anything, really.
Right. Hey, we're close to 60 thumbs up now, and please, if you haven't done so, please give us a like. We greatly appreciate it. And also, if you haven't, subscribe. And as you subscribe, be sure to hit that bell next to the subscribe. That'll allow you to get notifications when we are live streaming, and particularly during our series. We have not necessarily a regular or orthodox schedule. We kind of trying to go with some of our bigger events where we can do feature tables and live stream the final table. So it really helps if you...
I'm going to give up, guys.
Wow.
I mean, I guess you just didn't want to call the small blind and...
Wow.
Well, I don't know.
Huh.
There's like 40 big blinds total on the table, maybe less.
Yeah.
You can't wait. You can't wait for big hands.
We started this at 5 o'clock today, and I don't know, but I'm pretty sure most of these players played in our earlier tournament as well. We had 2 tournaments today. And just think about the fatigue.
Right.
What is the fatigue factor
That's a
right
long
now?
day.
Yeah. The question was, what time is the ladies' cash game on November 4th? That'll be at 6 p.m. on Saturday, November 4th. That'll be a 4-hour live stream. And now Anastasia making a move here in the cutoff with Motown suited.
Only a couple all-ins.
And she's going to go all in. She's going to put some pressure on. Willie now also has clubs, but he lets that go.
Big ups to Anastasia for just, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to step up.
Somebody's got to be pushing the things around.
This been pretty. I mean, they're playing solid. They're playing extra solid.
Extra solid.
Get out of here anytime enough tonight.
Extra
It's
solid.
a $500 tournament early.
Start at 1 o'clock.
Thanks for asking, Anastasia. Yes, the tournament tomorrow starts at 1 p.m. That's a $500 buy-in. That's $40,000 guaranteed in the day.
You said that.
That is one
Well, you said
re-entry
that, and then you won
only.
the next like 3 hands.
So we did a freeze out today, and tomorrow one
So I
re-entry.
guess I should be on my best behavior.
The next best thing to a freeze out.
1,700.
Then tomorrow night, $30 buy-in.
For all of us?
Come and have lots and lots of fun doing a double bore bomb pot tournament.
Get extra 100, y'all can stop.
How creative is that?
Yeah, I'm about to do the math. It was up there.
Under the gun now, Anastasia is going to call with ace-7 offsuit.
Normally on the side.
They don't want to influence it. That's why they don't got it up there.
Right.
Some questions about what the chop number would be.
Just as I had talked about the fatigue factor.
Yeah.
Rich now in the big blind.
And I'd have to assume it's
Just checks
somewhere
his
around
action.
like 1,500 a player without seeing the numbers.
And here's a big flop here for Rich. But they're going to check it around.
100.
And Willie now feeling confident about his second pair of jacks since the flop checked. Decides to bet out 100. And I think Rich is wondering if he should just go all in. I think he's probably going to just put all his chips in here. There's a lot of river cards that could come out that could be super scary. I'm wrong.
Nope. He makes the call.
I'd be wrong.
Anastasia gets out of the way, and we're going to go heads up to the river. Oh, and Willie chooses the tough time here to go all in with his jack.
But a diamond came on the river. This is what I'm saying. Like 4 or 5 got there. A diamond came. Like there was not many river cards that were going to feel like really safe for Rich.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that he should have jammed in there.
And Rich is not automatically convinced that he should make this call. This is just going to be a factor of whether Rich can convince himself to make this call. He's not happy with that diamond.
And like we haven't seen Willie get super out of line. We've seen Willie play pretty solid.
Right.
Like, this might work.
It might work, particularly since Rich does play the player. Wow.
What a bet by Willie, and I feel like I think he showed a jack.
He showed the jack.
You wouldn't have the best hand.
Wow.
I didn't think you had a queen. though. You
What
had
a
flop.
bet there by Willie. And Willie said he wasn't even trying to turn his hand into
No.
a bluff there.
No, he wasn't.
He thought he had the best hand.
Right.
And it just ended up working out for him. Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
You have 2 pairs.
And thank you so much for staying up with us. We've still got 90 people, and we've just like that, we're at 64 likes. Really appreciate your participation, and the blinds have gone up now. We are at 50, 150. 5 players remain. We paid top 9. Next player to go out
11 big
could
blinds.
take 5th place for $850. First prize, $2,900.
I think you had the queen.
And he says it again. Willie's
I'm
pretty.
betting the flop. I wouldn't even call you bet the flop.
He brings up a good point.
I'll kick it weak.
And now we're going to go heads up, battle of the blinds, 6-4. This is very similar to what we just saw about a half an hour ago. 6-4 versus 5-4 between these two.
Hey, why you bet the flop?
And now Anastasia improves her outs.
I was daydreaming, man.
Right,
Just kind of
exactly.
going through the motions.
If you had to win all in, I would have called that.
They're still talking about that hand.
Hey, I got over. I thought you
And
put it
if
on
they
that
check
one
this
in.
down, Rich will take it down by virtue of his 6. And Anastasia,
If you check, you cannot win. I guess it is possible for deuce 4 to be out there. Nice bet, Anastasia.
Nice bet.
Very nice bet.
Man, we continue to see this
And went up now?
almost fearless. Pretty close to fearless. Christopher Cole says, nice job, Willie. There's the payouts remaining. You can see Luke took 9th place, Eddie 8th place, Santa 7th place. Keith exited with $650. Seeing quite a battle here. And we're hoping these graphics are correct because they got jumped out a little bit ahead of the action. Tweezy under the gun with ace king. All in there from Tweezy. Nine, 8 of diamonds now for Marco in the big blind. He's already invested $150,000. He's on the big blind, so he put in the ante.
Oh, we're up to 50, 100 now?
We are at the 50 and 100 right now. And Marco is going to make this call.
He's got live cards.
He's got live
60,
cards.
40.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of chips. Got like 400 and some thousand.
Oh, big blind.
I know, but still.
No, other way around.
What everybody else got, you know,
You
you
gotta put one in there.
Hey, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Marco's tournament life at stake here with the 9, 8 of diamonds. Here comes the flop. Marco needs one of those 6 out above, and that doesn't help him.
But that does.
That does. Wow.
He's alive.
Be here until 5 a.m.
Look at this.
Wow, he's alive.
Get in here.
Get in here. I was doing the same shit.
Anastasia points out, you know,
470.
it's been
And
going a little slow for us getting
But
people
ladies
out.
and gentlemen, they're calling in a closer.
They're calling in Poison Arm Paul.
Poison Arm Paul. They made the call to the bullpen.
It's literally. You're going to triple up 3 times.
Send in the Poison Arm. Let's see if Paul's going to live up to his reputation.
I know you got 18.
But again, we are going to stay here right until the very great end of this great tournament today.
If the short stacks keep doubling up, it will be bitter. I will be bitter.
As we mentioned, we had 2 tournaments today. The other one was a free roll satellite, and we had 7 people taking home a voucher for the flight of their choice for the main event. 8th place was $190, I believe. And so a really good turnout for that. Now Marco picking up ace, queen of spades in the small blind. And he's going to go all in. And a quick call here from Tweezy.
Yeah, it's blind versus blind.
Whoa.
Tweezy's got an ace. He's got a call.
Yes, look at this. Tweezy, who sat down at the beginning of this final table with $1 million in chips. Now his tournament life is at stake, and he's got 4 outs.
He's got chop outs. Nope.
No, and that's not one of them. And Tweezy, wow, what a great run. Great job. He's going to take home $850 for 5th place.
And wow.
Wow is
It felt
right.
like we were down to 5 players for a long time.
Did I
And-
not say the last time you said that you won the next 3 hands?
It probably wasn't even that long,
Yeah,
but it felt like it.
yeah. Marco did the Babe Ruth, pointed out to the outfield and said, I'm going to take this down. And so far, things are swinging in that direction.
And here come the comments.
Small, big low.
Oh,
Listen,
Ron
I
Muir.
told you.
There goes the Poison Arm.
You called in Mariano.
Bob Rogan said, yeah, he won his voucher today. Ron Muir staying up late with us tonight.
Not big click.
Says, good job, Paul. We're not rooting for the dealer, though, Ron. We're rooting for the
We're
players.
playing through the break. You want to just play through the break or do you need
Might as well play and keep playing.
Sounds like we got a break coming up, but there's a good chance that it'll either just be a quick, as Adam calls it, potty break, or they just keep playing through it.
Pee on the potty.
There we are, down to four-handed, and there's the payouts. Tweezy taking home 850, and the next player's going to jump up to 1100.
And we heard an all in.
Heard an all in here.
And that's Willie with a pair of 10s.
Pocket 10s.
650K. It would be basically all of Anastasia's stack to make. Oh, yeah, it would be. She'd be all in to make this call. Willie's got her covered. Call.
Wow, she makes the call.
We're sharing a card.
Marco.
Well, that's not what she wanted to see.
No, Marco folds, and now they're
She
heads
is
up.
looking for a jack. Still at 36%.
3-1 favorite, Willie is.
A jack on the flop. Oh, my goodness.
My. Wow.
Well
is right. My
I will
goodness.
say that Willie has been staying alive with those kind of type situations, the 3-outer and whatever, you know, but sometimes it does turn around. Getting it in with Jack 10.
Yep.
Pocket 10's gotta love to see it.
And now Marco and Anastasia.
Jack right on the flop. And now we have some kind of shorts.
Yes.
Some real big distance, you know, between our two chip leaders and our two short stacks. So we'll see what pans out here now.
Yeah, and we didn't have that for a while, so we're back to quite a disparity, as you mentioned, between the top two and the bottom two. Again, thanks everybody. Still got a lot of.
Still 85. You guys are
a lot
the
of
best.
people. You are the best. We greatly appreciate it. We did jump up to 64 likes.
Oh, I haven't even used my like yet.
Well, let's
we only
see.
need 4 more likes, then I'll hit my like at like 69.
All right.
If we don't get there, I just don't use my like, and I hurt my own business.
180.
But it's the price that I pay. It's the price we all pay.
Now Willie's going to push it all in from the button. King 6 of diamonds. Big change of fortunes there for Willie. And now his tournament life is at stake. However, he is still currently in the lead. Anastasia has 7 outs, and that's not one of them. And now a swing back.
Well, we've been here before.
Swing back in chip count there. Willie getting a big hand. And even though 4th place is $1,100, we know they're all thinking about that first place money of $2,900. We had 90 participants today at $125 apiece.
And Power Toke Ryan said he was actually wearing the Mariano Rivera jersey today and will let Paul borrow it for next time if he wants. I mean, I am down for this. I'm ready to get Paul like entrance music and everything, you know, like he can pick his own song. He can pick his entrance song.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well,
I'm thinking, I'm old school, but I'm thinking about Genesis. Can you feel it in the air tonight?
Ooh.
It's got a great drum section to it.
Everything.
There's our chip count. Rich just hanging on. He's going to need to get a break here soon. He is under the gun. And this time he is going to go all in.
And Anastasia picking up another hand. She has definitely picked up a lot of hands at this final table.
And she wisely raises, which isolates things between she and Rich. King 2 of diamonds. Rich's tournament life at stake. Paul putting out diamonds. And now a king. And 2 pair there for Anastasia. She's going to take that down. Nice job, Rich. Rich is going to take home 4th place money, $1,100. Like I said, I've known Rich for a long time around the Toledo poker scene. Great guy. A lot of experience.
Very well played. Good game for sure.
Very well played. Good job. A field of 90 players today, and Rich takes home 4th place, and now we are three-handed.
There wasn't no
$1,100, nothing to be upset about.
Not taking it to the bank too early.
Definitely feels a little bit better to get that
Yeah, one.
that 4th place money where it's over 1,000. It's like a little bit of like a
Yes.
The difference between 850 and 1,100 is
Yeah.
like really astronomical in a poker player's like
Yes.
mentality,
Yeah.
which is not the correct thinking, but that's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
Going to take an opportunity for another shout out to our security guard, Richard. You saw him in the background there. And now Willie's going to push all in with Jack 9 of diamonds. Marco with pocket 5s in the big blind. Willie's tournament life at
he's
stake.
got a call. This
He's
is
gotta
a call
this.
situation,
Yep.
And Willie's going to be definitely happy to see it. I mean, this is the hand he wants to be up against.
Yes.
Let's see if he can keep let's see if he can keep the run going. It looks
Wow.
like he's going to. Couple of 5s left in the deck. That's not one of them.
No. Look at Willie. Back and forth with his chip count, with his stack. Up and down, up and down. We are now three-handed here. Next payout for 3rd place is going to be $1,400. And that put a big dent into Marco's chip stack. Anastasia, the chip leader right now. But things can just happen so quickly at this level. Blinds are 50, 150.
I am, not him.
Just amazing how much you've seen, like the short stack be down to almost nothing. 2 big blinds, 3 big blinds, and then right back up again. 2 hands later only, you know. Marco, king high on the small blind. It's time to open it up.
Well, we mentioned it before, and I'll say it again. A lot of patience has been exhibited in this final table. Particularly these 3 players who have seen themselves be at the bottom tier of the chip count, and now they're battling it out.
I would say now is the time to throw patience out the window.
Okay.
Now is the time to gamble, to play crazy, to start ripping it all in.
Toyota says, couldn't share your song. Marco, ace queen, big hand.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Anastasia with pocket 4s. This is really just a 1/3 of her stack, and she's going to let it go. A 1/4 of her stack. No, 1/3 of her stack. Anyway, she lets it go, and very interesting fold there of the pocket 4s from Anastasia, who's exhibited some real, I wouldn't call it aggression, but just kind of pace setting. She has set the pace a number of times at this table. Taken control.
I think Marco's played pretty tight at this final table, so I don't mind. I mean, him raising there looked really strong. I don't mind the pocket 4s like folding there. A lot of people will say, oh, 3-handed, like how can you fold a pair? But Marco's played pretty tight.
And again, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we have what we consider to be our mini main event. That's $40,000 in a day. It's a $500 buy-in and 1 re-entry that begins at 1 p.m. We will be live streaming feature to final table in that event. And if you're watching tomorrow night, you're going to see a lot of activity in the background, because beginning at 7 p.m., double board bomb pot tournament, very unique, $30 buy-in. As Adam said earlier, if you want to come into the room tomorrow night thinking it's going to be a serious type of poker event, it will be serious because there'll be money at stake, but on the other hand, there's just going to be a lot of fun.
You will be seriously disappointed in the amount of fun that you're going to have.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're expecting a lot of fun for that tomorrow night.
We got a break coming in 2 minutes. We want to discuss it.
Break coming. Let's see a three-way all in here.
Paul says there's a break coming. I believe that if they do take a break, it'll probably be a short one. Chosen One, can you confirm or deny that?
No, he cannot.
No, he cannot.
And Willie just folds A7 on the button. I don't have any commentary left.
Okay. Anastasia calls. And Marco just checks his option. So heads up, 5-3 versus Queen 4. Anastasia still has live cards. She needs, and she's going to bet 200,000, and she picks a good spot to do that and take that down.
The most aggressive person has the most chips.
The most aggressive person has the most chips, and the most aggressive person in this situation has the greatest opportunity to take this down.
For sure.
It doesn't always work that way, but it's really at your advantage in this situation when you're three-handed if you can start to turn the heat up. And certainly Anastasia can afford to do that with the chip stack that she has. And what did I say? All in now with Queen 7 off with the Nemesis and a quick fold from Marco and a quick fold from Willie. This is her opportunity now just to chip away at these smaller two stacks.
This is what I was talking about, kind of with, you know, a lot of people might say, oh, it's just one hand in a whole tournament. You know, Willie folded that A7 on the button, but he just jams all in. He picks up 200K.
Yeah. There's the buzzer indicating that we're going to a break, but ladies and gentlemen, I just don't know if this will be a full break or if they're just going to continue to play through this. We did hear them talk about that earlier. Now we're going to go heads up to the flop here. Willie, Queen 9, Anastasia 9-4, and there's a queen for Willie. He's going to bet it. Small piece of this for Anastasia with the 4. Is it enough for her to make the call?
Yes,
and it is.
It is. Yes, it is.
Wow.
And a 9 would be devastating.
Check mark is right there. Oh, and a call there from Anastasia.
Value.
Do you guys want to play through break, or what do you want to do?
Yeah.
I'm fine playing through break.
You want to color up a couple barrels?
Yeah, I'll color it up on the go.
Okay, so there will not be a break, ladies and gentlemen, so stay with us. We're at 66 likes. Help us get to 70, maybe even 75 for the night. You've been a great crowd to watch. We love the interaction in the comments.
65, 125.
65, 125.
Blinds are up.
Blinds are up. And Anastasia with 18. Well, that was when it was 50 and 1, but she has 1.5 million in chips.
So call.
What you want? Call all day long.
Anastasia going to call. Marco's going to check his option. And how many times have we seen this? 8-4, 9-4 with a 4. So Anastasia jumps in the lead with this by virtue of her 9. Oh, nice move there.
Yeah.
Marco now putting on some pressure, and that pays off.
I believe it. Put the blind down.
65, 125.
What's your name, Anastasia?
Huh?
What's your name, Anastasia?
Yeah.
You a beast.
Why?
I mean, a good player. That means a good player.
Oh.
That's what we said in the hood. You don't know.
I think I get lucky.
No, you're a good player.
He said, you a beast. She
You're a
said,
beast.
Why?
What?
Why? I'm a really nice person.
Yeah. He says, no, you're a really good player. In the hood, that's what we call a really good player. She's a beast. Gotta love it.
We're still live, John.
Yeah. John.
I have no idea what hand you're talking about, so you're good.
Anastasia limping in with a suited boost on the button. Willie with Jack 10 off, just checking his option. What a flop for Jack 10.
And not a bad flop for the Moose.
Not a good one.
No. Can she afford to make this call?
She should. She can afford it, but she shouldn't. She has no business.
Well,
No business.
And if a 5 or an 8 comes up, that could get her in trouble. The ace of hearts really should shut this down for Willie, and it does. He makes a bet. Quick fold by Anastasia. And now we're going to see the chip lead change.
the hand went out. The guy say he had the queen rich.
They say there's no business like show business.
He had a queen on that hand. When he
In the hood, they say there's no business like hoe business.
He said he messed it up. He said I should have bet the flop.
Yeah.
Big blind first. No, I wasn't talking about nothing.
Going right through the break now, and now the blinds are up again. And there's a walk there for Anastasia. Good thing, because all she had was 10-3 offsuit.
I couldn't fight with Deuce 9.
I was still counting.
And Willie has now taken the chip lead, but not by much. Marco hoping he can climb back up again. 5 big blinds with the blinds at 65 and 125.
No, sorry.
That's your call.
Okay, so just call.
Yep.
Alright, so. I forgot where we were.
Really forgot.
Yeah, really forgot. And she makes the call. 10-3. She's going to be happy because Marco's probably going to push here, and he doesn't with pocket sixes. So we're going to go heads up to the flop. And look at this. Anastasia hits her 10, and she's going to check it.
Like, I feel like I don't want to say that Marco deserved that 10 to come on the flop because that doesn't sound very nice.
All in now from Anastasia.
But
and did Marco just pot commit himself?
If he would have just put his sixes all in pre-flop like he should have, we would never have come to this situation. And pocket sixes can't really get a much better flop than that.
No.
Without
right.
flopping a set. Without the flop being 3, 4, 5.
You ain't never gonna bluff me right there either.
Oh, I like this comment from Marco saying he believes she's not going to bluff him right there.
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, when he bets 200 and then she goes all in, he's right.
Yeah. Now, while he didn't handle that very well before the flop, I think even though he bet 200,000, made a good fold there. However, he is now just down to 2 big blinds, 65, 125. But yeah, I think I cut you off. So go ahead.
No, you're good. I mean, he played it good. He played a good post flop, but the mistake pre-flop just multiplied everything, you know. So it didn't really matter because the downfall had already started, you know.
Yeah.
We would have seen the flop.
He just saved himself from going completely over the rail. Pocket sixes 3-handed is a huge hand.
Yes, it is. Buddha's still watching with us tonight, and actually Buddha and I were just talking about this the other day, about how different this is playing short-handed. Buddha would like to see us do that heads-up tournament again. He loves to play heads-up, and we do have people asking about that from time to time. Very unique.
550.
Marco now with 5s. Going to go all in. Anastasia, Queen Jack. And she just needs 60 here to call. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. One, that took her. Maybe not. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Numbers are way off.
Numbers are off.
Way off.
Sorry about that, folks. But either way, this is Marco's tournament life at stake with the 5s against Queen Jack.
Wow.
Oh! Whoa!
Nice hand.
Oh, my goodness. Yikes.
Nice hand.
Good timing.
Yeah, very good timing.
You don't hit quads too often. It's pretty good timing when you hit it three-handed. Yeah, we figured that one out, Buck.
I seen it in the window. And
Way
I
off.
seen another one.
Way off.
Woo! Well, at least you got my misery over pretty damn fast.
Yeah. You ain't have no hopes after the flop. No whatsoever.
What is them green chips? 100,000?
100, yeah.
That's funny.
Only at the reserve.
Yeah.
Call.
Call with the 6-5 offsuit in the small blind and 6-5 offsuit in the big blind.
Let me check it out.
Let me check it out, says Marco.
Check. What's up?
All right. Now, if this was edited for TV, this might be the kind of hand that gets edited out because it really probably isn't going to result in too much action. See if somebody wants to make a stab at this, either one of them. Let's keep in mind that it's getting late. We started today at 5 o'clock.
Check.
Yep, check it and chop it up.
Well, we are 5, 6, 6,
Shut up.
If only either of them would have sneezed on that pot.
Free Fire says the Michigan shirt deserves first.
All in, all in.
Buck says only with poison arm dealing like things like that happen. And yeah, Free Fire. I mean the stacks have just been going back and forth, up and down, up and down. Really, at any moment it could be anybody's game here.
Some of it. Sport. Figure like this next week in the 50,000 guaranteed for first.
Hey Nikki, how you doing?
Yo.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. We're at 69 likes. Are you ready to use your like added to get us to 70? See if we can get to 70. Next area we'd like to get, the next tier would be 75.
I was super short.
We love our viewers. We're now up to 93. We've gained some viewers. Thank you so much for joining us here, the Reserve Poker Club, 5105 Glendale Avenue, Toledo, Ohio.
And the ace queen.
This is event number 8.
See the hand we got knocked out?
Willie's going to make the call. Anastasia now in the big blind. 7-6 of hearts is going to check her option. Here we go to the flop. Big flop here for Anastasia. She's hoping he can catch up with something. And Willie's going to bet into her.
He doesn't even need to catch up. He'll just bet. Yeah, you got the nuts. You just call. Got even nuttier.
And Anastasia says all in. And a quick fold there from Willie. And she shows this flop, which was almost exciting for her as it was for Marco to hit that quad fives on the flop. I mean, that was really for her hand. What a beautiful flop that was.
And there we go. 1 million, 1.1 million, 1.2 million, 8 big blinds, 8
Look
big
at this.
blinds, 9 big blinds.
Wow. Tells us that anything can happen here at any moment now. This final table down to 3 players. Next player out's going to take home $1,400. First place is $2,900. And we got a battle of the blinds here. King 8 versus 8 deuce.
Deuce.
A deuce there for Marco. And he's going to bet it. Put out 200,000. Blinds are at 65, 125, 65.
That's a winner.
That's a winner, and he takes that down. So that's 255 you take down, or better. Yep. No, better than that. 250 plus 65. So 315 if you take down the blinds with a call. That's a big swing, but right now, look how close it is.
Hey, Mike, you know Mike lit into him out there. No, once the flop comes 7-4.
Everybody started the tournament today with 40,000 in chips. No add-ons.
Well, poor Willie. Poor Willie.
No, Willie didn't get any action with his queens.
Buck says chop value is better than second place money. I'm honestly a little bit surprised that it hasn't been brought
I
up.
probably would have lost with my nemesis there.
With the stack sizes, with the limited amount of play that there is left, I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't been talked about.
I don't even think I could have made it straight.
I'm not sure. I think I might have heard Marco say something about I'm not that guy. So I don't know if he's the one that shut it down when it was just a quick conversation. But I'm just, so don't take me at my word on that. But Willie now going, Willie completes. And then Anastasia goes
had
all in.
ace-9.
Yeah.
65, 125. When you complete, it's only 60 more.
Rick Hopper saying, hey, Willie.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Brent, the other night with the ladies tournament, they did wind up chopping that three ways. Look at Marissa in the background. Suddenly she's got a burst of energy. Going over there to talk to our most excellent security guard, Richard.
Check. Check.
24 outs for Marco. Thinks that Anastasia's barely in the lead here. But he doesn't hit any of them. My goodness.
I couldn't fit the outs on the screen.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that. And now another dealer change. Poison arm, Paul.
He couldn't have really had 20. I mean, that way it just listed. It listed all of his chop outs, I think.
Well, I don't. It could be.
Yeah.
Real outs and chop outs.
He only had 3 actual outs.
Yeah. Brent, come on. Female chop is expected. I don't know about that. And if you're just joining us, and I think some people have just joined us because we still have a number of viewers with us. We're up to 72 likes.
Yeah.
And we are the reserve. We are the reserve Poker Club, 5105 Glendale Avenue in Toledo, Ohio. This is event number 8 of our fall series. 15 events in 14 days. $125 buy-in, freeze out. 90 participants today.
I'm sorry.
Blinds are at 65, 125, 65. Next player out is going to take home 1,400. First place, 2,900.
Even 1 million.
So Marco goes all in with his pocket twos. Willie gets out of the way. Anastasia now with king 6 of diamonds. And Johnny's going to come and take a better look.
At some point here, Anastasia stopped raising. She was doing really good earlier in the final table when she was raising a lot, opening up pre-flop. And at some point, she just stopped and started calling.
Yeah.
And it hasn't worked out well for her.
No.
And now she called here and then decided to call it all in. And what a flop for her.
Yeah.
And you can see she's now taking a 58% lead here. But we still got to see card. That's it.
That's it. That is Marco's tournament life there. And he is taking down 3rd place. Great job, Marco. Excellent play. $1,400. 3rd place from a field of 90.
Still a hell of a day.
Yeah, great day. Started at 5 p.m. today.
She's over.
And 8.5 hours later, he's going to take home $1,400 for a $125 investment. And now we are heads up.
Is it better if I move over there? Okay.
No A for no blue, no state. Yeah.
And after a grind,
Be careful.
grind, final
Have a good
table.
night.
Here we are, heads
Here
up.
we are, and we're still way over 80. We're closer to 75 likes. Please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We greatly appreciate it. It means a lot to us and the algorithm here in YouTube.
And if we can get a quick chip count here, I do believe Anastasia is going to start this heads-up match with a pretty decent-sized chip lead.
Get the graphics caught up here. And actually, I think the graphics jumped out ahead of us a little bit. Willie now. And when we are heads up, the button is always the small blind. Anastasia's on the big blind, and she put in the ante.
Nine, 5 of clubs, flop on a flush draw. 5 deuce, got nothing.
Yeah.
So the big blind, or
So-
the button is always the small blind?
So
Always small. That is correct, Anastasia. Thanks for bringing that up. Heads up. The button is always the small blind.
Give me that card, would you?
2.1 million in chips for Anastasia, 1.2 for Willie, so not a gigantic difference.
So first place is 2,900 and second place is 1,950.
Whoa!
Yeah. Willie now with queens. Anastasia. Willie's going to raise it up.
225.
And Willie looked at those queens and he went down to raise so quick. And I mean, I know we're looking at him and we're paying attention as close. Wow!
Oh, my goodness. And Willie kind of set this up, I think, by just making the
I
min
can tell you
raise.
that Anastasia was not watching Willie there, because if
No.
if you could watch how he looked at his cards and
Yeah.
then went to his chips so quick like that.
This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Queens versus Queen 9 of Hearts.
Well,
yeah, and that is it. 4% now for Anastasia.
running hearts. Oof, oof.
Yep.
Well, if this hand would have played out any certain way and got to the turn, we probably would have ended up at the same scenario. And now we just flip-flop stacks here.
Yeah, this was not the end of the tournament. This was just a change in the chip lead.
If Anastasia would have won,
So
she would have ended the tournament. But
That's
now,
right.
Willie's probably going to have about 2.4, I believe.
1.160.
Nikki brings up a good question. What is with Paul's red pants? You know, I think we need to talk about that in the next dealer meeting. I'm not sure. I know that Jamal could probably pull that off, but I don't know. What do you think?
Were they red or were they Merlot?
And big shift in the chip count now. Willie.
Yep, 2.3 million.
2.3 million. Anastasia. They've been going since 5 o'clock today. We're coming up on 8.5 hours of play.
Yeah, and I think I'd expect Anastasia to start putting her money in here pretty light after that.
We don't have. I don't know that we have a lot of time left, so please get us to that 75 like button. We're at 74. Please hit that
Much
like
appreciated.
button. Greatly appreciated. In the meantime, I don't know. I'm pretty psyched about this action. Heads up. And all in, and a quick call from Anastasia.
And she was even more ready than I thought.
Yeah. King Queen versus 5-4. This is Anastasia's tournament life at stake. Second place 1950. First place 2900. Here comes the flop.
Heart. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Flush draw and the straight draw. And that takes away the
Now she
pair
is-
outs. She still can get a flush or a straight. 7 doesn't do it. And
Wow.
Willie, this man was down to nothing a couple of times.
Yes.
What a night for Willie. What a comeback. Wow.
Yeah, and both of these players, very nice.
He was
great
all
people.
in at least twice that I can think of where I feel like he hit, what, a 3-outer on the river?
Yep.
What a run.
And we can't thank you enough, everybody, for joining us tonight and staying with us right to the end, to the final. The winner, $2,900 going to Willie. And what a great tournament today. And we are not done. We're just in day 6.
This was like the halfway point, but it really was like...
Yeah, not quite.
It was like the end of the beginning.
Yes.
Now tomorrow, I feel like, is
the beginning of the end.
beginning of the main,
And this is 15 events over 14 days. We have gone through 8 events so far. Tomorrow are 2 events, and number 9 at 1 p.m., $40,000 prize pool guarantee. We're calling that our mini main event. That is a $500 buy-in with 1 rebuy. And then also tomorrow night, lots of fun, $30 buy-in, double board bomb pot. Monday, event 11, Crazy Pineapple. We haven't had that in a while, and I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But the other creme de la creme for the Reserve Poker Club here in Toledo is the dual tourney team event. Did you take time off for that? Did you get a I'm not asking it to be my partner. I don't want to put you on a spot.
No,
Me neither.
no.
But, boy, if
I'm
you
here
are
to
not
work.
signed
I'm
up
here to
for
work.
this. And, again, we don't do online sign-ups. They're done in person, but when you are here, you can always sign up in advance. And so this Wednesday is the last chance main event satellite, and we don't want to forget, we're going to skip over it a little bit, but Sunday night, a week from this Sunday night, is the seniors event. The fall series, though, is that what everybody's talking about, $250,000 prize pool guarantee. The value, Adam, of $260 buy-in. Look at this.
Unbeatable.
Unbeatable. There's 2 flights each day, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Day 2 restart on Sunday the 29th at 12 p.m. If you double bag, $1,200. If you make top 10% in any of those flights and advance to day 2, we're going to give you $300 cash right away. So be sure to come and check us out. We've got a number of events, but, of course, the great value, the biggest event for us so far in our 2.5-year history is the $250,000 prize pool. My name is Vic Gager. I've been here tonight with Adam, and we've had a lot of fun. We really want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. $500 buy-in tomorrow, guys. Come show up. And one last thing about that. We've been running this $500 for a few series now. It's usually a nightly event with 20-minute blinds. This one has 30-minute blind levels tomorrow, so I know most of those $500 buy-in players love to hear that. So
Yes, they do. Yeah.
much appreciated for everybody that tuned in tonight. Have a great night. For Vic, I'm Adam.
Be safe.
See you guys.